high school sports in Arizona. Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
You ever hear something on the radio and figure I got to give it a shot? Well, I did. This is Stephen McCollum, host of The Main Event here on The Fanatic. I heard all the ads for Valley Medical Weight Loss and thought, what have I got to lose? I'm a client with Valley Medical Weight Loss, so I know firsthand that it really works. Valley Medical is a true pioneer in the weight loss industry, supervised by board-certified physicians, helping you gain the edge in your weight loss battle, boosting your energy, and getting you real results. 3 Valley locations, so there's one near you. Visit valleymedicalweightloss.com for info, and when you go, mention The Fanatic or Money Radio and get your first week free.
You might not know it, but your small business IT systems can leave you and your customers vulnerable. At Affinity Technology, we provide peace of mind by ensuring your computer systems are working and are safe from hackers and outside threats. We solve technology problems for small business. No confusing tech talk or black box setups. If it plugs in, we work with it. Contact us today at atechaz.com. That's atechaz.com. Affinity Technology.
AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Sure thing. We can help you replace those wipers. If yours are squeaking or streaking, it's probably time. We've got a wide selection of wipers that can stand up to any weather, including the right ones for your make and model. We've even got more ways to get them fast, like our next day delivery or free same-day store pickup. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions apply.
AutoZone. UFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K2.4 Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Friday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien. We got Randy White there, and over there we got the Keon Rose, and then over there we got you guys in the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Yeah, I guess it didn't matter. It didn't matter. The 10.5 that Bruce wanted me to.
Yeah, it didn't mean anything.
Didn't matter at all. I can't hear Randy. Let's get Randy up on this thing. Hey, Randy. How are you? Hi, Randy. Hi, Randy. Hi, Randy. No, yeah, we can't hear Randy for some reason. Maybe, I don't know. Is there a button you got to hit on the Mix Minus Bridge too? I don't know. Something. For some reason, we can't. The AB button in there, maybe, Keon. And remember, he's not on the Comrex. He's on the tie line. Yeah, there you go. Anything? Hello? Hello, Randy. Hello. Well, while they work on that, I'm just going to read Good Cat's text. He says, COLTS, 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 Colts. Take that, Bruce Jacobs. Yeah, we were texting quite a bit last night, and I would do this thing where every time the Colts would score a touchdown, I would text him, touchdown number 1, touchdown number 2. And after that first touchdown that the Jets got, I was a little surprised. I was a little bit surprised. And I started to worry a little bit. And then he was mad. He's like, you guys hurt the quarterback. You hurt Mike White.
The quarterback.
Yeah. And I said, he had it coming. And now listen, no. Here's why.
He had it coming.
Yeah, listen, you don't play one game and then get to send your jersey and a ball to Canton, to sit there in the Hall of Fame. He was basically asking for it after all that. So, he's hurt his forearm. He's going to be fine. And, it wasn't on purpose or nothing. But, yes, Colts won. And, lost Toby. I'm sorry. I am sorry about that. He says, lost me a 10-team parlay. Damn money line. Damn it. Sorry, man. And you're right, though, in your previous text. Lakers are trash. 888-368-1580. Thunder Snow says, congratulations on the Colts win, Jeffrey. More importantly, your bet with the morning troll. Yeah. He was whining and complaining. Anytime anything had happened, he texts me, weak. I'm like, yeah, so weak. You lost the bet.
What happened at the end of the game, though? You guys were up big.
Yeah.
And you must have been kind of wringing your hands there for a minute.
No.
for the Jets to make a comeback like that.
No. Here's why. They just decided to cruise it out. They knew they had a big enough lead. They didn't have to get anybody on the defense injured. Just kind of take it easy, help them along, kill off some clock. Not the end of the world if they score. I am almost 100% sure that the coaching staff told them, just take it easy out there. No heroics. We've already got a ginormous lead, and there's no reason for anybody to go out and get hurt. You know, and even then at the end, when it was like 5 minutes left and they were 2 scores down, who was worried? Nobody was worried. And so, yeah, he was not happy. And at one point he said, you're stuck with Carson Wentz. So what do you know, Jeffrey? I said, well, how to be up 21-7 over your team right now. How about 28? Bam. So I don't think he was enjoying texting much after that.
Not only that, I think the Colts in the last 3 games have scored 30 points or more in their last 3 games. What have the Jets done? They've been they've compiled, they've amassed.
You know what? They're trying.
They're trying. I just think it's funny that he went after Carson Wentz. Yeah. When, Mike White is the guy that they're starting right now. We still don't know what to make of Zach Wilson, the guy you spent the 2nd overall pick on.
Right.
I'd love for him to be good. I thought he was fantastic in college, but he's a question mark right now. You have question marks at quarterback in New York.
Yeah. Well, in the question that I have, isn't the head coach of the New York Jets, isn't he some sort of defensive minded, brilliant defensive coordinator type?
Minded, but talent, that's another story. It's not his, it may not be his fault. And I really do feel kind of bad for Saleh because, I think he deserves a better shot than what the talent on this team is giving him as a coach.
He had to know going in, though, Jeffco, that he was taking a team without much talent on it, that had a clubhouse that's kind of downtrodden. They've been horrible for years. He had to know going in, this is going to be a project. When I saw him on the sideline, he looked very forlorn, like, why is this happening to me? Yeah.
Not again. Yeah, I don't blame him for feeling bad. It's the same thing that old ankle biter over there for the Detroit Lions goes through. Crybaby ankle biter. And, it's tough. You take the job, you get the money, and you think, I can make a difference. And then you realize, no, it's the Jets. You can't. No, it's the Lions. You can't. And it hurts. Nobody wants to go out there and lose. Nobody's trying to lose on purpose. But at the beginning of the season, you have all of this, unseen potential. We have a potential to win. We have a potential to lose. That player could break out and be something special. Wow. Every time in practice, we see him do that. I think, that's our guy. That'll be it. That's our, and then you get out to reality and you're like, this is not good. And that's player. That's all you got. That's all you got. So, props to Mike White. He was looking pretty good there for a minute. He had 27 out of 41 passes for 317 yards. And I'm sorry, that was Johnson. No, that was the other guy who came in for him.
Mm-hmm. That was his relief.
But I did
third
see,
string quarterback.
I saw Mike White did have like 20 points as a fantasy football quarterback before he got hurt. So that was, he cranked along and did pretty good, got some yards and got a touchdown before he got hurt.
There's that. But yeah. But if you're Mike White, do you blame him? You're going in against a pretty damn good defense. The Colts have been, again, averaging 30-plus points a game in their last 3 games. They know the Jets had to know this team was going to be very good, and they're going to come in and they're going to just simply annihilate you because it's a home game for Indianapolis. You got to know, Mike White, if he had just even an opportunity to sit on the sidelines and watch this one, I think he took the smart way out in this one.
Well, that and listen, the Colts are only going to get so many wins this year. Okay. I know you're more bullish on them than I am. I'm very much the bear on it, but this is, got to take that low hanging fruit when you can get it. And this was the lowest of hanging fruit that you could imagine outside of, say, the Lions or the Jaguars or the Cardinals or something like that. So I can't even do that. I can't even do that. I'm not looking forward to Christmas. I am not looking forward to Christmas at all.
I think it's going to be a good game. I think
our tracks
are going to make it. This is going to be a wonderful Christmas Day game
for you, not for me. It's not going to go well for me.
I believe, Jeffco. I believe
I'm going to get good and drunk in the morning, and then Nobody can tell me anything later on. That'll be it. I don't even have to know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so look at George. Look at George. George actually being one of the few. Most of the time, anything happens, first thing George says is fire him. No matter what the team is, if the coach, is it an owner, is it and he came out just now and stunned me. He says, I don't think the Jets should fire Sala. It's not his fault. Plus, he's friends with Indiana Jones.
Okay.
Well,
Wow. Come on.
yeah, there's that.
Yeah. That's exactly. You're right. But, in this world, who knows what happens? I think he'll get another year. But, it's just no fun. No fun to lose all the damn time.
Keon, answer this for me. Aren't they going to have to, in New York for the Jets organization, aren't they going to have to find a coach, stick with him, give him at least 4 years to try to turn this program around? Give him the opportunity to get some talent in there and see what he can do. You can't put these guys on 2-year contracts. You got to get somebody in there and give them an opportunity to develop this team, don't you think?
Yes. I actually absolutely hate it when we start to do, this guy's on the hot seat after 2 seasons.
By the way, Keon, you're on the hot seat.
Well, that's unfortunate. I mean, and
Keon, I've been on the hot seat since I started. So
I tell him that every day.
Yeah.
But I don't like it when guys come in, especially onto bad teams are going to be terrible. They know they're going to be bad. They know they don't have any talent. And you bring in a coach and you don't give him the time to develop the talent that's there. You don't give him the time to work with the general manager to get in the guys that he would prefer to have before you decide, we're going to ship you up the river. Like that, we've got to have a little bit of patience there, especially with a guy like Saleh, who's Quinnen Williams is his one good defensive player. The rest of that defense stinks.
Very rarely do you get to be the head coach or the first round pick of a good team. You're the first pick in so-and-so draft. You're going to the worst team ever. Yeah. If you're a new coach, it's very likely there's a reason you're a new coach, because the last coach sucked. If the last coach is perceived as sucking, that means that so did the team. So there's a good chance you're coming in as a new coach to a bad situation, but none worse. Well, I was going to say than the Jets, none worse than the Lions and the Jets, and a little bit the Jaguars. But Urban Meyer made a good deal of that mess himself. Not just the fact they're selling off all the good parts of that team. I would say of those three, Urban Meyer would be the one you're thinking about firing maybe earlier than the others, right?
Well, I mean, don't you think that Jacksonville, the owner of Jacksonville, is somebody that wants to win? He's been there. He's been to he's been there to the championship game. He's seen that this team, the fruits of this team. He's seen the excitement in that community, and he's a guy that's willing to spend money and bring players in and make the team better. I think that's why he brought in old Urban Meyer. But the bottom line is, what does the ownership of the Jets do? They've been horrible for so long. Do they know how to assess talent and how to bring in good talent
I love
to get the team moving upward?
I love that they're stunned that they lucked into having somebody like Mike White, who turns out he can play. What the hell happened?
It's just one of those things where, are you watching him in practice every day? What have you been looking at this entire time?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, you haven't seen the last of Mike White, and hopefully you haven't seen the last of Robert Saleh as the head coach. But that was hard to watch, and my team was winning. It was just sad. And the worst part was Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
They're bad enough on a good game. They're way worse on a bad game. Oh my!
It seemed
God.
like even they knew that they were bad that day.
No, there's no way. There's no way they're ever going to think that.
Is there something in the CBA that requires us to watch Giants and Jets on a regular basis on national television?
Yes.
Oh my God!
But it's a very secretive thing. You have like a special ring, and they pour wax on your belly button, and you have to push the ring in, and you have to chant something, and then that's how you get that information.
Wow.
By the way, it happened once again. Scorigami. Yeah, Scorigami. The Jets 30, the Colts 45. Scorigami. That's the a score that has never been actually done in the National Football League before, and now this makes it the 1069th unique final score in NFL history.
Wow.
Got to be running out of these things.
You would think so. I mean, that's one that's surprising to me that no one's ever won 45-30 before.
I am so glad that Jonathan Taylor is doing well. You know what I'm saying? It's just good to have some star player on my team.
But didn't you your sphincter tighten when he went out there with that knee injury? You're like, oh no, not him.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he's fine. He's fine. And he ran like hell last night. He had 172 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had a 78-yard run, and he got up to a speed of 22.05 miles an hour, fastest of any player in the league. Has run this season faster than any of your players, Fastest guy in the league, my guy. At least I've got that going for me.
Oh, yeah.
Not going to get a lot of W's, but at least my running back is amazing and fast.
We need to do a lunch bet. You and I need to do a lunch bet on what the final tally is at the end of the season.
Do I have to give you points?
Indianapolis Colts. No.
Okay.
I'm not that way. I'm a gentleman.
Thank you.
You and I will just have a straight up bet. How many wins by the end of the season? I think that the Indianapolis Colts could easily have 10 wins by the end of the season. What say you, Mr. Jeffco?
Oh, I'm taking the under.
All right. So you say 9 and under.
9 or less. Yeah. Lunch bet it is. Virtual camera handshake. There you go. No, you got to do it like this. You can't do it like that. You got a virtual hand. And then I put it close to yours. There we go. All right. That's a lunch bet. I get it. People like to have lunch with me and they like to have to pay for it. I get it. Bruce Jacobs is the same way. Guys, I'll just go to lunch. Just ask. You don't have to do these bets. You know you're going to lose.
Well, I just want you to believe in the blue horseshoe. I believe this team is better than what you think it is.
I always hope you're right. But I think I've perfectly assessed my team.
This is from your own mouth. Your team went out and did to the Jets what they should have done to the Jets. There was no doubt. Your team rolled over the Jets.
Yeah,
absolutely rolled. So much so he put in the third stringers and part of the practice squad to finish out the game.
Right, and I really do believe they were told ease up. Just ease up. Just keep them out of range of winning. Let's just get out of this without any actual injuries. That's what I think. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm really upset. If they come out and say, well, them Jets really did make a push. We didn't have an answer for the Jets. I'm just going to take off my Colts watch, going to pack all my Colts stuff into a box, tape it up till next year. I mean, I'm not giving up on the team. I need a break. I need a break. It's not me. It's you, Colts. I'm going to need a break. Let's go to the text line, 888-368-1580. Good Cat says, on the morning show, Bruce said that the Jets would have won if Mike White wasn't injured. He was 100% sure about it. Well, I guess we'll never know, will we? And I'll stand by that statement. Mike White had it coming. Mars Bars 805 says, congrats on the win last night. 805, please. And I'm not reading that next part. I'm going to say go ASU, not the thing you said.
Yeah.
He says, happy Faded Friday.
That doesn't sound half bad.
I think that's a betting thing.
Faded Friday.
Or is that like a acid wash jeans kind of thing?
No, you get a couple of beverages in, a few libations in, you suddenly get that soft and easy feeling, kind of that faded feeling.
Is that actually a saying?
Faded Friday. Ooh, I like that.
Oh, I've heard let's get drunk and screw. I've never heard Faded Friday.
Yeah, Faded Friday. Ooh, Faded Friday.
Faded Friday. Faded Friday.
There we go.
Lost Toby says, traded Mike Evans for him in fantasy earlier in the year. Now I feel like I stole him. Old Jonathan Taylor. In fact, Lost Toby thinks Jonathan Taylor greater than King Henry.
Ooh, good heavens.
I mean, I don't agree with that.
You know?
No. Now Jonathan Taylor's close. Like he's
who's going to have the most yards this week?
the guy that's not physically injured.
Here's a question. Here's a question for you. For you two guys, because you guys are. Obviously I'm not an NFL stud like you two guys are.
All right, I'll take it.
A healthy Saquon Barkley, healthy King Henry, and a healthy Jonathan Taylor.
King Henry.
Okay, you're going King.
Of course.
Going
Listen,
with,
I love Jonathan Taylor. I'm glad to see what he's doing. He's really making a name for himself. He's in the conversation. But at this moment, all healthy, you got to go with Derrick Henry.
All right.
I think so too. I mean, this is a guy with back-to-back
Wow.
rushing titles who was well on his.
Barkley, who's healthy.
When?
I mean,
When is that lasting?
I'm just talking about,
and there was a point there
let's
where
just say.
he was healthy, and I guess part of it too is he's playing behind one of the 5 worst offensive lines in sport.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know how much I can blame him. Like Saquon Barkley healthy and behind a good offensive line, maybe
You're asking a lot.
We'll know what that's like. But I know what Derrick Henry is capable of doing. He's back-to-back rushing titles, and he was on his way to doing it again before he got hurt.
Wow.
Yeah, but we have not seen him unhurt for quite some time. It's always been a hobbling. And, of course, so that's the nature of being the running back, I guess. When you say all of these guys healthy, that's just a world we don't live in ever, it seems like.
Yeah. I mean, these guys get beat up. Let's face it. These guys get hit more. They get out in the front and they're running and they get stretched out and then they get pummeled. Look at the running back position in the NFL is not that's not a position I'd want to play.
I mean, it's not great for fantasy, but there's a reason why teams do the running back by committee. It's more reliable that way to have 3 guys that are pretty good. And if one of them gets hurt, you can still keep going, then have one guy that's great. And if he goes down,
not so much of a pounding on them either.
Yeah.
So they're all 3 less likely to get hurt.
Exactly.
Lost Toby says, yeah, healthy. It's always Henry, but in today times, Taylor all day, every day. Big George says, hey, happy Friday and congratulations to the Indianapolis Colts and the butt whooping they put on the Jets yesterday. Turns out you could have taken that bet with Bruce Jacobs with the spread. Nice win for the Colts. Now it's up to the Cardinals. Yes, very much so. My wife is, she's a little bit worried. First,
why?
Didn't get to hear the epic Randy rant of his Cardinals pick.
Yeah.
And she doesn't think they're going to win this game. She's worried that they're not going to be able to win this game. And I mean, I get it. Kyler Murray may not play. I don't know if that's always going to be the killer factor right there, or is it? Is it that the Cardinals, like the Colts, without a star quarterback, ain't getting it done?
No, I feel like, look, the Cardinals already beat them here at the Silver Nest. I know it was a close game. I know it was a hard fight game, but I think the Cardinals overlooked that game a little bit. They're going to go into Levi Stadium. They're going to set the place on fire. When it's done, there's just going to be melted gold everywhere from the 49ers. Just going to leave it everywhere, walk off the field. I don't care who's at quarterback, Colt McCoy or Kyler Murray. And quite honestly, I hope they don't start Kyler Murray this week and give him an extra time to heal that ankle, because we need him for the rest of the season. And you got a bye week coming up. Listen, I think the Cardinals win. I think they win handily, and I think they just set the damn stadium there in wherever it is in California. It's not in San Francisco, Santa Margarita or Santa Rosa or whatever the hell it is. They're going to set the place on fire and just leave.
We got to go to break, but I can't go to break without saying that is a comment I've never heard put together. Those words have never been in the same sentence. Colt McCoy and set the world on fire.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. We'll be back. We'll talk some more about it and catch up on the text line 888-368-1580. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Simple Green is perfect for making your auto, RV, cycling, boating, and other sporting equipment look like new. SimpleGreen.com.
The undisputed middleweight boxing championship of the world on the line when Canelo Alvarez meets Caleb Plant. Alvarez, the heavy favorite, minus 1,100. Plant plus 675. The fight tomorrow night in Vegas. College football, 2 games tonight. Virginia Tech minus 3 at Boston College. The over under 47.5. Utah minus 9 at Stanford. 54 total. UFC 268 from Madison Square Garden tomorrow. Kamaru Usman, the minus 325 favorite to defend his welterweight title against Colby Covington at plus 250. Zhang Wei Li minus 115 for the women's strawweight belt. Rose Namajunas minus 105. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg on Arizona's sports betting station.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with your electric bill. And with all these things plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly bill? Well, you got to call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Chances are the technology you work with every day is an afterthought until it isn't working. Technical problems can throw a wrench in your day, but computer security issues can expose you and your customers to serious risk. Affinity Technology builds custom IT solutions that help small businesses thrive. No system is too complicated. If it plugs in, we work with it. Affinity Technology runs Arizona businesses. Contact us today at atechaz.com. That's atechaz.com. Affinity Technology.
FanDuel Fan Fest is coming to Scottsdale, and you can be there for free. Don't miss your chance to hang out with sports legends and see live performances by Griffin and Nelly. Plus, play games and win prizes. Enjoy delicious food trucks, kick back in the beer garden, and a whole lot more. To get your 2 free tickets, place any bet of $20 or more at FanDuel Sportsbook app. New to FanDuel? Sign up now using promo code FANFEST, and you'll also get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. FanDuel FanFest. It's the hottest party in sports. Presented by Lionsgate American Underdog, and it all goes down Saturday, December 11th at Westworld of Scottsdale. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app or visit FanDuel.com/FanFest to get your 2 free tickets right now.
21 plus and present in Arizona. Opt-in required for existing users. Refund for new users is issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/FanFest. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
Your favorite radio station.
And now you're up to date on the news. Stand by for weather and traffic right after this.
It wakes you up, starts your day, and keeps you informed as well as entertained.
You guys are absolutely the best.
How do you like to work here?
At The Fanatic, we're looking for commissioned sales reps to knock on doors, set up appointments, and extol the benefits of advertising with your favorite radio station. Send your resume to jobs at 1580thefanatic.com.
Providing you with the latest sports news, commentary, and analysis.
So I am holding out, much to the chagrin of my dad. Don't be greedy. My agent said, so here's the deal. We're all right with the signing bonus. We'll get a little more there. But what we're fighting for is the 3rd year and $20,000 on the 3rd year.
What did your father say?
When it was all said and done, good job.
Jacobs and Helly on Arizona's new home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Today's Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's sports betting station. And yes, we got a whole big old weekend full of fun for you guys out at Phoenix Raceway. And we're going to check in with Chief here in about 20 minutes. He's still at the raceway. But tonight, I think there's a truck race going on out there.
Yeah, starts in about 30 minutes.
I have questions about this.
All right.
Well, let me just ask you the question, Franny.
Okay.
Right. I've seen these trucks.
Yes.
They don't look like trucks. They
What do
just
you mean
look
they
like
don't look like trucks?
they don't look like trucks. They just look like a regular race car where they took out the back seat and made it kind of flat. I don't see any place where you like put the groceries or have a dog sitting back there or have a tire sort of sitting back there. I feel that if you're going to call it a truck race, you should actually have something in the back of the truck.
So you're thinking that there should be a whole handful of beer cans, empty beer cans floating around, maybe a tackle box,
box,
some tools in there, empty oil
a toolbox,
cans.
a toolbox,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, maybe some plywood or something.
Yeah, like you just got
they
back
should-
from the Home Depot.
Yeah. Well,
Not
have you
beer
seen
cans.
have you-
Those belong in the stands, not the vehicle.
Have you seen the trucks that are out on the road today? These pavement princesses. There's very few old trucks anymore. Nowadays, you see these guys, they get these trucks, they're all shined up. There's not a damn scratch on them. They get the bed covers on there, the Landau cover or whatever the hell they call it. There's nothing in the bed of the truck. As a
Martin
matter of
Landau
fact,
covers, yes.
you could jump in the bed of the truck and live in there with a family of 5. It's so damn clean in there. You put a porta potty in there and you can make it your house. These pavement princesses don't even take those things off the damn road.
I
Now
have a
these
question.
trucks.
Hey, are you
have
going to
that-
say that when I had my Ram 1500 that was a pavement princess?
No. Did I say that?
No, I
You
don't
had-
know.
There were some scratches.
Yeah.
There were some
I
dings on your
went
truck.
off road.
You obviously know what and you didn't have one of those damn, flat covers on the, so I can get a couple of more MPG when I'm driving on the. Oh, give me
My
a break.
bed was scratched the hell up.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what a truck is for.
Use the truck like a truck. I just want to make sure you weren't talking about my truck because my truck
No.
was still nice though.
No, your truck was nice. However, it was a truck.
What does this
And
have to do with these NASCARs that aren't really trucks?
Well, these
though?
are racing trucks, Jeffco.
They
These
just-
are
they-
not. These are not your shop trucks or your going fishing truck. These are NASCAR trucks, man.
Yeah.
They're built aerodynamics for speed. But have you seen a truck race?
Yeah,
I
no,
challenge
I
you-
have.
I
Not in
challenge
person.
you to watch
I did.
tonight the championship race. These
I've
guys drive
seen.
these trucks. Well, I'm telling you, tonight's going to be. Oh my God, there's going to be a lot of fireworks. Hell, last week there were crew chiefs fighting in the pits.
Excellent.
They're spinning guys out and running them into the wall. Drivers on the track throwing stuff. These are trucks, and these guys driving these trucks, they're men.
I didn't say nothing about them being unmanly. I'm just saying they don't look like trucks to me. And I've watched a truck race on TV, and that's where I'm getting my opinion. I'm like, those just look like NASCARs
These are
without a
racing
back seat.
trucks.
That's
They're
it.
racing trucks. Racing trucks. 750 horsepower racing trucks.
Fed fan says Jeffrey's pavement princess. That's so sweet.
No,
See,
he doesn't-
now
no,
look what you've done.
Jeffrey did not have a pavement princess. I know a lot of people. I've got buddies that have trucks and they're pavement princesses, but Jeffco is not one of them. Hey, his truck was a truck. He hauled stuff in his truck.
For the radio station all the time.
A badge of honor to have scratches in the bed of his truck. He didn't have none of those damn covers on there.
No, I was surprised I got all that money back for the truck because it was so scratched up. Ookla said, come on, Radio Pal. These are trucks that turn left. Come on.
Well, listen, these trucks also turn right. They've been on road courses this year, too. I would challenge any of you out there. If you've never watched a NASCAR truck race, you watch tonight and you see what happened. There's going to be fireworks at Phoenix Raceway. Fireworks, I tell you.
Well, I have no doubt. It's going to be a lot of fun. All I'm doing is saying those aren't trucks. That's all I'm saying. Kenton says pallets of freight should be in the truck beds. Yeah, pallets of freight, Randy. Pallets of freight. And Bruno Baller says, don't forget the gun rack on the back of the truck, too. You got to have that. It's a true statement. Yeah, that was always the funny thing. Keon, you're new around these parts, but let me tell you how this works. Back in the day, over in the East Valley, farmland for far as the eye could see, farmland. And then the housing development people would go to the farmers and buy up their land for like millions of dollars. So a lot of these farmers just made serious money. And you knew who had just made that money because you have not lived. You've been driving down the road in Gilbert, looked over and seen a rifle rack and a BMW. That is a true story.
Well, and some
and
of the guys.
they pull up and you hear boom, 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 but the window comes down. It's boom, 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 it's like,
Could
okay,
afford a remix.
Yeah.
I know where you got your money.
And some of the other guys out in the East Valley that sold their farms, moved up to Denver. Now they're making money on growing the devil's cabbage. That's what they're doing up
Electric
there.
lettuce.
Oh yeah, they're growing all that cannabis up there, and they're making
Yeah,
bucks.
and here we are doing this
Radio.
for some money, a little. What are we doing?
Should probably just read another text.
Yeah.
Kyle G says, me listening to the game last night. First quarter, Jeffrey's right. 2 bad teams equals a good game. Second quarter, oh, I bet Jeffrey's loving this. Third quarter, okay, guys, maybe take the foot off the gas now. Fourth quarter, I said foot off gas, not hit the brakes. I know it looked that way. And I'm giving the Colts the benefit of the doubt when I say that was intentional. Moist One says, Debbie Downer, who knows how good the Titans will be without Henry? Colts still have a shot to win the division. Yeah, and then what? I've said this in years past. There's a certain point where you don't want your team in the playoffs because you just don't want to get embarrassed. It's just better just leave us alone.
But don't you come from the school of thought, though, Jeffrey? That, you get to the playoffs, okay, anything can happen from there.
Sure, but
the other team could have a bad game.
but-
Your team ends up moving.
Sure,
boom,
but-
you move on.
Yeah, but
Look at the Atlanta Braves this year. At the All-Star break, they had a losing record. Where are they now? They're world champions.
Well, listen, that's a different story. Right
I don't
now,
think so.
at our halfway point, the Colts, are not quite halfway there. You know what I mean?
10 wins plus this year. 10 wins plus. That's what I
you
got.
are smoking something. That is not going to happen.
Positivity, man.
I'm positive that is not going to happen. Let's see. Zay says, I know I'm late to the show, but holy crap, Jeffrey, did Taylor ever show up last night? 40 points to start my fantasy week. Yeah, that was a great thing to see Jonathan Taylor take off. But the other thing that I was just scratching my head about was, why are you letting Carson Wentz continue to play? Not that I'm worried about him getting hurt. Well, okay, I'm worried about him getting hurt.
Yeah.
But also, the longer he's in a game, the more you have to give up at the end of the season. The draft pick, remember that? The whole deal?
You want him to play into the ground. You want him to play backwards so that you can get the top overall draft pick.
Yes.
Is that what I'm hearing you say?
So here's the way this whole thing works. If he plays 75% of the Colts snaps this season, then we give up a first round pick. If he plays 70% or less, then and the Colts make the playoffs, well, then they get the first round pick. Anything below that, it's a second round pick. So if you got a game one, get him the hell off the field. Get him off the damn field.
I can see that. I just think that they assumed or built into the cost of getting Carson Wentz the draft pick.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they kind of assumed it, but no, it's contingent. And I'm telling you, him being out with an injury, all right, fine. We don't that's all right if we don't have to give up a pick. And then him getting off the field in the fourth quarter, just 70%, 75% of snaps, just get him the hell off the field if you don't need him. And maybe our next quarterback we'll find in the draft.
Wow. Well, I think you guys are set at quarterback right now.
Oh, you shut your mouth.
I think your running back situation with Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines, you're pretty well set there as well. I think your offensive line, you get a little more healthy. You get a little more help on the offensive line. You get a couple of key defensive players, and this is a Super Bowl team.
That might have been a bridge too far there, Randy.
Come on, Keon. Stand with me here.
I'm just going to read some text. Fish Tank says, hey, Pittman is a legit wide receiver one. And I think Siege has been saying that for a few weeks now.
Oh, no. It's too bad they didn't go to him more often last night. I mean, it's not like I have him on my gosh darn fantasy team or anything.
Yeah, listen, Pittman has been money in the bank for a while. Yeah, we don't need Siege to tell you that. Screaming Eagle says, Jeffrey, your Colts were awesome. Jonathan Taylor, what a stud. 40 fantasy points. Yeah, everybody who had Jonathan Taylor in fantasy is just like, Jeffrey's my best friend.
I knew Jeffrey would come through for me.
Yay! Jiggy says, Jonathan Taylor is the best back in the league playing, and he's only 22.
Yeah.
Silly Wabbit says, nice win for the Colts. Maybe they'll sign Wentz to a 4-year max deal extension now.
That would be your worst nightmare, wouldn't it, Jeff?
That's what it is. Start packing up the box, tape it.
This just in.
Start looking for some red and black stuff to wear. Just fit in.
Oh, boy.
Lost Toby says Kittle's back. Niners by 4. Yeah, I heard that Kittle is back. Yes, that is a true statement. Kittle, the guy who has not been all that great this year, even when he's not hurt. Yeah. Navy Brad says, I see Cleveland let Odell go today. His numbers are very low. Good move by the Browns.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everybody's talking about, where can he go? Where should he go? Where will he go? Well, it's going to be the land of misfit toys. And there's two places that are that, Belichick and Arians. One of those two. That makes the most sense.
Well, what about the Chiefs?
A little bit the Chiefs, a lot the Raiders, but I don't know what their philosophy is now these days. But I honestly don't care. I don't care where Odell goes. I would never take him in fantasy football, and that has been a philosophy of mine for a couple of years now because it's inconsistent. Forget about the head case stuff; he's inconsistent. Bruno Baller says, don't forget the gun rack on the back of the truck as well. Oh, I read that one. Sorry about that. Let's see. Mike White and a 7-nation army would not have helped the Jets beat the Colts yesterday.
Probably.
Well, that's a nice nod to the white stripes. Blissful Hayes says Kyler Murray looks up to Colt McCoy. Kyler just needs a little time to heal up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this is a direct quote, Randy.
Okay.
Kingsbury says Kyler Murray won't play unless he can function at a high level from the pocket.
It's time to rise up.
That's what Coach Kingsbury says.
Mm-hmm. And
just that's it. I just thought you'd like to hear
high level from the pocket. Yeah. Is there? Are you trying to hide a joke in there somewhere? Meaning that he's small enough to fit in your shirt pocket? That's one for you.
Where did that even come from?
Yeah,
I wish I thought of that.
I was born at night.
That wasn't my reading of the joke or statement.
Listen, I could pick them out. I could pick them out anywhere they are.
Randy probably wrote one of the best ones yet. I wasn't even thinking that one.
I saw you, Jeffco. Hey,
what?
You said it, and then you backed away, and you had that SE grin on your face, and you were.
Well, I just want to know
what you were doing.
I just want to know if you would blow the whistle on Kingsbury for saying something like that. You've done less. You've done the listeners less. You know what I'm saying? For less.
Oh, please. Give me. Oh, please.
Yeah, you have.
Child, please.
Yeah, you have.
Oh, my God.
I got tape.
Oh, my gosh.
King Kittens is looking forward to Keon Rose's college football dance party. Hold that question until we do that in the 5 o'clock hour. Oh, by the way, guys, don't forget, in the next hour, Josh Applebaum, the professor of all things sports betting, is going to be with us. I bought his book. I actually did. It is bigger than I thought it would be. I thought it would just be this little thing.
Little pamphlet.
Yeah.
It's big.
I was impressed. And, of course, he's going to be with us for Sports Betting 101 in that next hour. So be sure and stay tuned for that. And look what I got here. Tickets. I got tickets to the Mighty Lopes basketball. Grambling State.
Hey-o.
Probably shouldn't show the barcode on the camera, huh?
Probably not.
I don't know if there's a lot of people scalping GCU tickets, but these are a fun ticket right here. Go to the game. Oh, you got to go to one of these games, Keon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited.
You know the legend of the GCU Havoc?
I know a little bit about it. I heard a little bit about it last week when the game was on. But I want to feel it. I want to experience.
Oh, it is bonkers. It is bonkers in that place. Even Rick Pitino was like, "Oh man, I would love to coach here and play." I mean, I can't do the hook. It's Christian University. Oh, forget the hookers. Okay, but I'd love to coach here. Seriously, that's craziest place to ever play. And
I just want you to know, Jeffrey, we were taking heat again on the morning show. They
For what?
Had, Barry Butel in the studio there talking to Bruce and Dale. And Bruce, of course, and Dale, they said that we cop all the free tickets that we get here at the radio station, that they're the only radio show on this station that gives their tickets away because they appreciate the fan. I just want you to know, I hear this stuff.
Are they trying to say we're using the tickets?
Yeah, they're trying to say, Dale says he sees station personnel out at games all the time. The
I'll tell you what.
Doesn't give the tickets away. They use them for themselves. I'd like to set the record straight, please.
Total lies. Although I'm going to tell you this. The other day, I did see Bruce Jacobs walk outside of this building and kick the bleep out of a puppy. Bruce Jacobs kicks puppies.
What?
I saw him. He kicked the hell out of this puppy.
That's a sick individual right there. That I thought better of Bruce.
Yeah, he kicked the puppy. Dale stood there laughing, and it was the same puppy that Chief touched in inappropriate ways. I'm just saying, the morning show's no good. I was just trying to say we got GCU tickets. And be listening for your chance to win those, and we'll be back with more of the Daily Blender after this here on 1580 The Fanatic.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona. Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene. You need to tune in to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs from my friends and former employers at Pro Copy. For over 20 years, Pro Copy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share Pro Copy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The Pro Copy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with Pro Copy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602 Pro Copy. That's 602-776-2679.
NASCAR Championship Weekend returns to Phoenix Raceway November 5th through the 7th.
A wild season of unexpected will culminate in Phoenix with drivers putting it all on the line for their shot
and earning the title of NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Featuring 4 championship races in 3 days.
Don't miss your chance to witness history from atop the grandstands as the action goes 5 wide into the iconic dog leg.
Or from up close with access to the fan-friendly infield experience.
Get your tickets to see the NASCAR Championship in person.
Go to PhoenixRaceway.com.
Hurry, tickets won't last much longer.
Bruce Jacobs here to tell you there is no doubt that Harman Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. But did you know it's possible to get solar for $0 down? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harman Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go online to harmansolar.com.
8 Out Presents Terrifying Jobs.
Bull Rider, take 2.
Today we're talking with Clifford Maxwell, a rodeo bullfighter. His job? Distract raging bulls from going after thrown riders. Cliff, this seems like a really terrifying job. Why do you do it?
I love protecting the bull riders when they get bucked off.
How big are these bulls?
12 to 2,200 pounds of pure muscle.
You're not cowed by any of this, obviously. Is there anything that scares you?
Yeah. Distracted drivers terrify me.
This message is brought to you by EBA and this station.
Download our free sports app and stay up with all the latest sports news, scores, highlights, and more. Or stream us live anywhere at 1580thefanatic.com. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for sports.
It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona sports betting station. What a weekend we have in store for you guys. All sorts of racing going on. Got the Arizona Lottery 100 tomorrow at noon. We've got the NASCAR Cup Series pole qualifiers at 4 p.m. We've got the NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship at 5 p.m. Then on Sunday at noon, the NASCAR Cup Series Championship live from Phoenix Raceway. And of course, the race setup itself will be live tomorrow at 2 p.m. Until 4 p.m. And then on Sunday from 10 a.m. Until noon. And joining us now from the Phoenix Raceway, it's Jason, it's Chief. He's the guy who lets all the lies about the Daily Blender go out unchallenged on the morning show.
Yeah, that's true.
I have no idea what you're talking about when it comes to lies. The best show on 1580 is obviously the race setup, right?
Well, there's one lie. Go ahead.
Chief, I hear a lot of cars in the background, a lot of noise. What's going on at Phoenix Raceway right now?
Yeah, right now we got Xfinity Series practice going on. So the young guys getting ready for tomorrow afternoon's race. They're out there practicing right now, the third practice session and final one of the weekend. As early this morning, I was here at 8 o'clock setting up the Cape World Truck Series, where it was out on track, doing their hot laps and doing all that fun jazz. Then they came out qualified and getting geared up for the race, which is scheduled to start here in just about an hour and a half.
All right, so the Truck Series qualified earlier. I was watching some of that, and I was trying to look back. Who's sitting on the pole for tonight's truck race?
So tonight's pole sitter is Sheldon Creed. But when and he's not in the playoffs, the Final Four. In terms of the Final Four guys, you got Zane Smith, Ben Rhodes, Matt Crafton, and John Hunter Nemechek. So some young guys mixed in with the Wiley veteran Matt Crafton, who's starting fifth tonight. Ben Rhodes starts fourth. Zane Smith 13th, and John Hunter Nemechek, who a lot of guys said coming into this weekend, it'd be his weekend, starting 16th tonight.
All right. Now, Jeffrey said that these trucks are not actual trucks. He said they're NASCARs with the back end of the car cut off. Do you agree with that statement?
They look like El Caminos.
See,
I would
told
call
ya.
them El Caminos. If I had to call a truck series anything, it'd be the NASCAR El Camino
Hey,
series.
listen. Chief can lie about the Daily Blender on the morning show, but he can't lie when it comes to racing and race cars. Yes, El Camino. That is a good way of putting it.
Well,
Yeah, I think they're El Caminos. Trucks are supposed to be bigger, right? Like you're supposed to have to hop in to get into a truck and step over it. These things, they're just so low to the ground. They're not.
I think I have to disagree with both of you. These are aerodynamic monsters. They have 750 horsepower. There is every bit of as much horsepower in these trucks as there are the Cup cars. These trucks were made for speed. Made for speed and wrecking and racing. What do you expect tonight? I think there's going to be a lot of fireworks tonight. Not because they crowned the champion, but because there's going to be a lot of competition and action on the raceway. What say you?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of beating and banging. You go back to Martinsville last Saturday. Matt Crafton, he was angry with John Hunter Nemechek, the young kid. John Hunter Nemechek, he was angry with Matt Crafton. Ben Rhodes, he was angry with everybody. And Zane Smith, he was just kind of doing his own thing. So, I kind of like the veteran tonight. Matt Crafton said the best way to get respect out of these kids is to beat their ass. And I think we could see some ass beating tonight.
That's what I mean. You got to tune in. Race set up at 6:00 tonight, powered by Built and driven by Phoenix Raceway. And then we're live tomorrow, 2 to 4. And then again on Sunday, 10 to 12. And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be 2 live versions, 2-hour versions of the race setup, Jeffrey. And it all starts tonight. Biggest culmination of the NASCAR series happens at Phoenix Raceway. And I cannot wait to talk about it.
All right, Chief, we'll check back with you a little bit later on in the program. And Good Cat wants to know, when did Kermit become your on-site racing analyst?
Oh, boy. That's not fair.
It was just the next text up.
That's not fair.
What?
Come on.
I didn't what? 888-368-1580. All right, let's get caught up on this text line here. Ukla the Mock says many different things I don't care about, so I'll go right here. He says, Radio Pal, what do you think about the toilet bowl between the Finns and Texans #1 pick? Just leave me alone. Fish Tank says, is there a more disappointing team this year than the Dolphins? Yeah, the Detroit Lions. They were
well, not worst, just most disappointing. Like the Dolphins were actually expected to be good. I don't think anyone thought the Lions were going to be good.
No, that's a good point. I guess as far as expectations, the Chiefs give you a run for your money there, Fish Tank. But I feel your pain. They were 10-6 last year. They're currently 1-7, including giving the Jags their only win, and they could lose to Rod Taylor and lose to Rod Taylor and the Texans this weekend. He says, has there been another team underperforming this bad? Yeah, I'm thinking the Lions. Can't help it.
Lions and Jets don't have any talent.
No,
it's got to be the
Mike White.
They've got to be the most. The Dolphins have to be the most disappointing team.
For about 5 minutes on my cell phone last night, Bruce Jacobs was declaring Mike White the second coming, and he was happier than happy. I almost hated to see that get. No, I was. I actually was very happy to. Blissful A says, can Randy give his analysis for the Cardinals versus 49ers game? Do you want to do your pick, Randy White style? Do you think can you muster that up? I know you weren't feeling so hot yesterday, and that's why you weren't here for the picks.
I don't think I'm not ready for it right now. I could probably do it. Let's do it like next hour in the 5 o'clock hour.
About 5 o'clock.
All right,
save your energy for it.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Tiger Paws says, I thought Dallas also took on the league's garbage on a regular basis too. Yeah, you're right. They used to a lot. By the way, Tiger Paws is a gal, and Fed Fan's a gal. Baby Got Dak is a gal, and Pavement Princess would be a great texter nickname for a female listener of the Daily Blender. Yeah. So if you're out there and you haven't texted in and you're like, well, I'd kind of like to get in on this, and you didn't know what to use, Pavement Princess, that'd be an amazing texter nickname for a gal.
There we go.
Or for a guy whose life choices we respect. So, Pavement Princess is available as a texter nickname. Let's see. Good Cat says so too. Pavement Princess, or even Trailer Queen. Those could be excellent texter names. Fed Fan says, hey, Nobody kicks puppies on my watch. You better watch your back, Bruce Jacobs. I'm going to go practice my ninja skills.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Brucey's in trouble now.
You don't want to do that, man.
See what a lie can do for you guys? Navy Brad says, would you like Rabbit Team 6 to do a mission on the morning show? I think it's probably a good idea.
Rabbit Team 6. I love that.
Fubar 1000 says, Bruce is a communist. No, that's true. That is also true. He is a communist.
No, come on.
No, you guys, he talks a good talk, but Bruce Jacobs is a liberal bedwetter and total commie, socialist. Yeah.
Oh, this is getting personal now.
No, I'm just saying, if we're lying, if they're going to lie that we take all the tickets for ourselves and use them, well, I'm going to start some lies too. Let's do this thing.
I don't know if it was Bruce or Dale. I think it was Bruce though.
Whoever it was, they're all guilty. I don't care.
It had to be a lie because that person said they saw.
Did they really?
People out there personnel using the tickets. Who would that be? Who would you have seen using the tickets?
Yeah, we don't go anywhere. The Jet says, yeah, I have to agree with the morning show. For 3 years, I've been asking you guys for Cardinals tickets or NASCAR tickets, and I got nothing. One time I texted in the morning show and I got ASU tickets. Makes you think. No, here's why. It's easier to win tickets from them because they have fewer listeners than we do. On this show, you got to wait a while to get in there because it's a busy signal. In the morning show, you can be caller 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 and win the prize. So, yeah, Jet, that's kind of the way it is. Boomer Sooner says, okay, guys, in the morning show, let Boomer Sooner set the record straight. I personally got tickets from the guys from an indoor football game with the Rattlers, so they gave their tickets away. Get off their back. Oh, I think he's trying to say that to the morning show. Well, don't text that to us. Text that to them. Mr. Wilbur says, Indianapolis Colts, champions of the Grey Cup Canadian Football League. Okay. I think we just lost Randy. Randy, I think it is. I think I figured out why. The equipment should not be on the same desk as him. Can you tell him that next time he gets back on there? Tell him I learned that the hard way myself. So let's see. Ookla, will I let Randy do a weather report? I don't know. He got pretty salty before. I haven't asked him in a while. Maybe I'll ask him when he gets back on. Blissful Hayes, I'll save your question for Randy gets back connected. Papa Mike says, can I be pavement princess? No, Papa Mike, you're Papa Mike. Fish Tank says, Bruce puts mayo on his hot dog. I'm sure he does. OBJ says, Against the Spread says, OBJ would be a perfect player for the Bears. He might actually be open before Fields gets destroyed. Yeah, that's, again, who knows where he's going to end up. And I don't know that I really care that much.
I care a little bit, but because he could be a guy that for a team that can actually compete for a title, maybe he gives them one more weapon. So that could be interesting, but there's like a Venn diagram of places that Odell Beckham Jr. could wind up. And it kind of has to be, places with a culture strong enough to take a malcontent, but also needs a wide receiver. That's like a handful of places. There's like 5 or 6 teams.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't care, and I wouldn't pick him up in fantasy football. Not even a lower level of a draft.
Well, I'm caught in sunk cost fallacy because I have him, but I have to make it work because the Henry Ruggs side of the trade, which is the part I really wanted, is no longer working for me because he's an awful person.
Work that waiver wire, man. It's all you can do. Blissful Hayes says, I predict Jerry Jones will sign Odell. I think Lost Toby's probably got a better chance of being right. Says Tom Brady is going to resurrect OBJ. Yeah, I could see that.
With Antonio Brown injured, yeah, why not?
Why not? Good Cat says, you know what? I text 2 texts to the morning show and they didn't read them. So you know what I say to that? Bruce Jacobs likes Nickelback. Yeah, that's a low blow right there. Good Cat. Yeah. All right, guys, listen up. We got 2 hours more to go. I've got these GC Lopes men's basketball tickets to give away. They're playing Grambling State next week. It's on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. We got the Phoenix Suns still to talk about, a whole bunch of NFL. And in the next hour, Josh Applebaum with some sports betting 101. Come on back, kids. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs. My friends and former employers at ProCopy for over 20 years. ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share ProCopy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The ProCopy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602-ProCopy. That's 602-776-2679.
Today, someone will clearly understand their doctor because they have an Arizona licensed American Sign Language interpreter at the appointment. Today, someone will use a voice amplifying device to have a meaningful conversation. Today, someone among the more than 1 million deaf, hard of hearing, and deafblind Arizonans will enjoy greater accessibility and effective communication thanks to the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing. To learn more, visit acdhh.org, sponsored by the Arizona Commission for the Deaf and the Hard of Hearing.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-807-1981. 800-807-1981. 800-807-1981. That's 800-807-1981.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. And your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside my heterosexual life partner, Randy White. Got Keon Rose pushing the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Oh, we got a lot going on, don't we? We got a lot going on. Got a big old event out at Phoenix Raceway. We got Josh Applebaum coming up here in a second for some education on sports betting. And in the next hour, we got Keon Rose's college football dance party. And how you doing on those picks, by the way? What is your percentage at this point? I think you took a little hit last week, but you're still at a pretty good high percentage, right?
Yeah, still at a high percentage. I was above 500 last week. I believe I was 7-5. So one of my worst weeks, percentage wise, but still pretty decent. There's a lot of wacky games last week where just surprises all around. So I feel pretty good and pretty confident about where we're going.
Well,
damn good.
I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say about the Arizona State University Sun Devils hosting the USC Trojans. And if it's anything other than the fact you guarantee a win, you might as well just get those little white boxes and grab your stuff and get the bleep out of here.
Well, I guess we'll have to see whether or not I'm employed.
Yeah. He's like, I ain't saying nothing now. I'd like to make another hour's worth of money, please.
Yeah.
it's both the professional radio tease and keeping my job for 60 more minutes.
A little bit of a threat there. I'm in a mood. When people start accusing me of stealing tickets for personal use, it makes me a little grumpy, and I went all that time. I'm not going to say which member of the morning show, but I've never outed them for being a transvestite. Not once have I said one thing on the air about it. And I thought maybe that would have earned me a little goodwill, but I guess not. Like I said, we respect your life choices. Anyway, let's talk about what happened last night. The Phoenix Suns won a game against the Houston Rockets. I love that the Suns have one game after another against the worst teams in the NBA. That helps, sort of put you in a better mood. It helps you sort of get by. And I don't know when the next real opponent they have is, but this is good timing for a very soft schedule. And of course, DeAndre Ayton was back, and he had 16 points, 11 rebounds, and he fouled out. So I guess that's actually a good sign. That means maybe he's being a little more aggressive. I don't know. JaVale McGee, he's done all right. He's been pretty effective for the Suns. So we see some bright spots. Booker had 27. But then there's that other thing sort of hanging around on the Phoenix Suns. And yesterday, Randy, when the story broke, the ESPN released that hit piece on Robert Sarver. And I said, I'm going to wait a minute on this. I don't want to jump in guns blazing until I've had a little moment to think about things. And boy, you just hate to be wrong. And, but there's enough that's true. There's enough that's true where you could say Robert Sarver, at the very least, he's a real a-hole. Okay. That I think is well established. He pants the guy, and
I think we can all agree that Mr. Sarver is a very a confident man. Let's put it that way.
But the other part that has been a little confusing is hearing, and now again, these are current people, Monty Williams saying, well, if any of that stuff happened while I was here, I wouldn't be in this seat. And he says, this is not the guy I've seen or met. Other people are saying the same thing. And remember that point in time where we all said, wow, all of a sudden it's just kind of Sarver is, he's not micromanaging. He's actually letting people be a GM and a coach. He's not getting too into the minutia. And we were like, wow, it seems like he's kind of turned this thing around or figured out how to be an effective owner and let his people do their thing. Well, we went to the finals last year. Okay. So we thought, all right, well, then that's in the past. But then there's so somebody getting control of themselves. Somebody might have said, hey, you better dial this thing down if you ever want this thing to succeed. You're in for some trouble if you don't calm it down. Somebody, I don't know who, because, and I'm starting to kind of feel that might be what happened. So I'm not calling Monty Williams a liar, but I think that he knows a guy who, for whatever reason, figured he better be on his best behavior if he wanted this thing to succeed. And what I go to is, and really this is the mouth of Devin Booker. Devin Booker, he actually stood up and vouched for Earl Watson. And he said, somebody asked him if he was credible. He says, yeah, that's my guy. That's a credible guy. At the same time, he said, I've never seen anything like this either, but Earl Watson, he's credible. So starting to kind of lean in that direction. I don't like to say, oh, where there's smoke, there's fire. So sometimes it's not fire. Sometimes it's smoke that's being blazoned up by somebody else and not by what you were really saying it is. And forgive me if I'm going to be a little slow, because once you put the racist tag on a guy, there's no coming back.
Well, racist and sexist.
Yeah. Well, being a misogynist is probably a bit more forgivable than racist, in our society. I mean, yeah, you get canceled either way, but you can come back from misogynist by saying, well, I've learned my lesson, and the racism thing, you're going to wear that one for a long time. So, I just always want to be a little slow before I jump on. But I got to say, if we are going to go ahead and believe certain people are credible, I don't know the facts. I don't know anything for sure, except for what has been presented to us. And I'm getting to that point of sell the team Sarver again.
Well, I haven't read the article because, first of all, I don't put a lot of journalistic integrity on anything special report that comes out, especially hit pieces from ESPN.
Yeah,
I like to wait like you do, and I like to get more information. But my questions are this: if Chris Paul, being who he is, which if you don't know, he's very high up in the Players Association.
Sure.
If he's not the president, he's the vice president. He's really high up in the Players Association, and he's certainly a representative for the players. He would never have come to this team if there was any sort of scuttlebutt about this running around the league. So that's number one. Number two, he would not have signed an extension to stay with this franchise if there were any real truth to this.
Well,
and
time. Don't you
Okay.
before you say truth. I just said if he has sort of behaved himself lately, Monty would not have seen it. Chris Paul would not have seen it, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen, and doesn't mean it's not true. But go ahead.
I'm not saying it's not true. What I'm saying is my questions are this. Monty Williams is here, and being that Devin Booker was mentored by the primary suspect or the primary storyteller in this piece, would Devin Booker have signed that extension? So these are all questions that I think I need to have answered.
Well, it already looks like that the players and the at least the coaches perhaps have been recently shielded from this. Recently shielded from somebody like Sarver. Well, and because even but see, even for 7 years, you're right. Devin Booker says, in my 7 years that I've been here, I haven't noticed that, but that doesn't make me insensitive to the subject. So
right.
Again, Sarver probably put on a different face for the players sometimes. Although some of those stories did show that he would walk into a meeting or he'd walk into a coaching situation and inject himself into that. But again, we can't tell for sure how much in that article is total boo-boo and how much in that article is actually absolutely the God's honest truth. I think we're going to find chunks of it are the God's honest truth. That's where I'm starting to lean right now.
And I'm not leaning anywhere right now. And the racetrack is coming through on the Comrex. I don't know if you could hear that. Anyway,
take
it's
Comrex
down
off
now.
the
It's gone.
mix.
It's gone. Anyway, my thoughts are okay. Let's use the Los Angeles Clippers for example. Everybody in the league knew what kind of organization this was, and the ownership had to be changed, and the team had to be taken away because it was so rampant. If Mr. Sarver exhibited any information like this, exhibited any sort of behavior like this, I have to believe that there would be other stories out there. And I'm not discounting the report in ESPN. I'm just saying these are my questions. You would have to think there would be other people out there that would say, "Oh dear God, yes, this is true," or "Oh my God, yes, it's absolutely abhorrent."
A lot of this seems to be directed at people behind the scenes, people in the front office, and like I said, maybe your parents always put on a nice, friendly face when your friends came over, but as soon as they were gone, and there's the yelling. Now you've got the real people, and maybe Sarver didn't show it as much to the players. So you look over at your example, the Clippers. Players re-signed contracts, coaches re-signed contracts, even knowing what they were working in. They were just like, okay, he's over there, we're here, we're doing our thing. So what you're trying to say, I understand, but this is more about the front office than it is Sarver's interaction with the players.
It may be a little bit hasty, but I can't help but go back to John Gruden. And I'm not saying that Robert Sarver is as guilty as John Gruden, because he's not. We had a smoking gun with John Gruden. We had emails where he said things, but we know that there was a face that John Gruden had with Mike Tirico and other people that he worked with who were stunned. Were stunned. They couldn't believe that was true. And then there was obviously a face that he had when he thought that he could get away with stuff. And that was the emails he sent to Bruce Allen. And so when you have 70 employees from the Phoenix Suns organization interviewed in this, and I know that a lot of them are anonymous, but when you have 70 people there are some people who are going to get one side of Robert Sarver, and there are some people who are going to get another side. And that
That's what I'm
doesn't
saying.
necessarily mean that it's true or it's not. The NBA will be able to suss that out a little bit better than what ESPN's able to do. But I'm saying that there may be something there worth paying attention to.
Yeah, and I guess that's what I'm saying, Jeffrey. I just want to wait until they go through this investigation. I hope they're very thoughtful about it, and I hope all the facts come out. And I hope that they can make a decision based on the facts, not on he said.
Oh, they will.
She said.
They'll
You know,
absolutely. I
hope there's some concrete
100%,
facts.
100% believe Adam Silver will get this right because he's done it before. The NBA has dealt with something like this, more blatant, more obvious, and they acted within 4 days. And with this, you've got 70 different stories that you have to listen to, and 70 different people you've got to vet. 70 different people you've got to say, is this person saying this, or is this person saying this because they're bitter? Are they saying this because they're this? Is this a credible person? Is this a credible story? The NBA has got a lot of work to do, and it's going to take quite some time. But right now, I just, I don't ever like to go after anybody unless there's there's proof of this and that, but I'm going to say it's not looking good. That's that's about as far as I think I'm going to take this, because maybe it wouldn't be fair if I said more. But after hearing how Booker stands up for Watson's credibility, I'm going to say right now it's not going to be good. I think even 70 stories, one of them is true, it's over.
Yeah, well, and I understand that. I'm just saying, and I'm not discrediting the story that's been told. What I'm saying is, before I make a judgment, I want to hear all.
Fair enough.
I want to hear all of the information, not just one side. I want to hear all the information.
So right now, we do have confirmation that he's an a-hole.
That much is true.
I think we kind of knew that.
Well, you kind of knew that, but like, there's no way that you
he went to this dude's memorial service and started telling this horrible sex story about him, and the family sitting there going, "What the hell is happening?" He's like, "No, this is funny. Trust me." We're like, "What the hell?" So confirmed, he's an a-hole.
Yeah.
The pants the guy thing, I'll just never get over, because it would be like if we were just like out at the raceway, and then Ron pantsed one of us. Like it would just be.
Wait, is that a bad thing?
That would be a very bad thing. I'm sorry
Jeffrey,
to tell you.
Tell me how many times he's done that to you.
Well, I'm going to call Gloria Allred right now. She's my lawyer.
Like, it's just like your boss doing that. And then they told the guy not to report it to HR, and he's like 25 years old and just got this job. So he doesn't do it.
Well, they said they were joking, not joking. That like, don't sue us. Really, don't sue us. Don't sue us. It was kind of like that.
Yeah, I think him being the age he was and in the position he was, it wasn't clear to him. Are they joking or are they not joking? I don't know, because this is the most unprofessional thing that could have happened.
Yeah. Well, now we wait. Okay, now we wait, and I my opinion is all that is. It's just an opinion. I have no facts more than anyone else does, but at this point, it ain't looking good. So now we wait and we see what happens, see what comes out, and see what the NBA does, and we'll see. There's all we can do now is support the team and the coaches.
Yeah,
anything above that, just forget about that. Let that sort itself out.
It's good that it seems like the team is kind of isolating themselves from this situation, and they're just playing basketball. They're doing what they're being paid to do.
Exactly right.
They're doing what they love to do. They're getting together and trying to get the chemistry on this team right again, and they want to make another run at it. And they've had a rough start to the season, and I'm sure there's rumblings of this stuff was happening way long before we ever heard about it. We being the public ever heard about this stuff. So this team has got to get themselves together, and they've got to continue on for themselves, if nothing else, and for the community to rally around them. But it's if it is true, it is a sad story.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have to stay that way. There's things that can be done to take care of things like that, and it has to be done. And we have to start holding people accountable. We have to start eradicating and stopping in its tracks that sort of thing, whether it's misogynistic or racist or whatnot. And also creating hostile work environments, even if it wasn't the racism or the misogyny. There's more to it in these stories than even just that. So, yeah, what happens is you get a guy who's got power and he thinks he can get away with anything. And, he uses that threat of power to get away with stuff. Well, guess what? You just, no, it ain't right. So again, until we've got more information, there's not a whole lot more to say about any of this, but all I'll say is, yeah, it doesn't look good. Fed Fan says, no matter what, Sarver will become richer from this. He makes money if he has to sell the team, or he makes money from suing everyone involved in the story. So either way, he gets richer. Yeah, that's a fact. Donald Sterling got a couple $2 billion off this when it went down on him. So yeah, but it's a privilege to be a part of something like this. And guess what? It's the last money he will make from this. He'll make that money, but he could have made much, much more. The longer you own a team, the more it values, the more income it brings in. So to say it's going to hurt him, no, not like it would hurt you or me to lose a job. But, he's now lost that opportunity. He's lost the privilege, is what I'm saying. Thundar, the Sound Barbarian, says, Keon, make sure you keep an eye on Jeffrey. Don't let him get behind you at the Fanatic Christmas party.
Oh, no.
When it comes to people pantsing employees there, it's not
boy.
Radio Ron you got to worry about.
Oh, boy.
Why do you think Jeffrey and Randy got fired from that other radio station? He says, okay, I'm kidding. I think.
Speaking of wild accusations.
Yeah, another wild accusation by Randy. Moist One says there's been a lot of people defending some major figures this week, and I just have to remind some that people can still be racist or sexual predators, no matter how good your personal experiences with the person were. Yeah, absolutely. And Keon, you painted the picture perfectly when you're reminding us that Mike Tirico, one of the nicest, sweetest men on this entire planet, it came to John Gruden's defense originally before all those other emails came out saying, this is not the guy I know. So yeah, the face that a narcissist or a bad person gives the world is not always the honest face. So what we're going to find out from the NBA when they do their investigation is what's the honest face. And if that face is ugly, it's got to go. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk some NFL. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. You feel that? It's finally happening. It's starting to get cooler. Is it time to start wearing sweaters? No, it's time to call Harman Solar. See, if you install solar now, you get to enjoy huge savings next summer, up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That means you can put that AC at whatever temperature you like year round. Harman Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
Everybody, Mark Asher, about to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends that have used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
FanDuel Fan Fest is coming to Scottsdale, and you can be there for free. Don't miss your chance to hang out with sports legends and see live performances by Griffin and Nelly. Plus, play games and win prizes. Enjoy delicious food trucks, kick back in the beer garden, and a whole lot more. To get your 2 free tickets, place any bet of $20 or more at FanDuel Sportsbook app. New to FanDuel? Sign up now using promo code FANFEST, and you'll also get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. FanDuel FanFest. It's the hottest party in sports. Presented by Lionsgate American Underdog, and it all goes down Saturday, December 11th at Westworld of Scottsdale. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app or visit FanDuel.com/FanFest to get your 2 free tickets right now.
21 plus and present in Arizona. Opt-in required for existing users. Refund for new users is issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/FanFest. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
If you're not spending every waking moment checking us out online,
You better have a good excuse.
yeah, we've loaded up our website with the stories, pics, video, podcast commentary, and more. The kind of stuff you love.
Hey, it takes a lot of time to post all this junk.
And you'll love every bit of it.
Very well.
Or at least most of it.
It appears that the website has become alive.
Hit it now.
It's on the internet.
1580thefanatic.com.
Mike Tirico really do that? Did Mike Tirico really whisper that in a woman's ear? Was that really a thing? Maybe he wasn't the best character witness. Voice one, is that real? Okay, let me know. Hey, everybody, it's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona sports betting station. Tonight, you've got the race setup with Randy White and that Chief guy getting you all set for this weekend's big events out there at the Phoenix Raceway. Then after that, it's the AIA football high school game of the week, Millennium, at Desert Eagles, 7 p.m. here on 1580 The Fanatic. Keep listening for your chance to win a pair of tickets to the GCU game. They're hosting Grambling State next week. It's on a Tuesday at 7 p.m. So be ready and listen for your cue to call in and win. And I'm out of breath because I had to go back to my office because I just wanted to show this on the camera that I did indeed buy the Everything Guide to Sports Betting. Oh, look, Randy's got one on his camera too. Look at that. When did you get yours?
The same. I ordered mine the same time you.
Same day?
You were talking about it.
Keon, I guess you'll borrow ours.
I actually did. We talked about it the other day, so
Yeah.
I actually did order it, but mine's not here yet.
All right. Well, Josh Applebaum is getting the blender bump right now. He's the host of Betting Across America. It's on Saturdays, 11 a.m. here on 1580 The Fanatic. And again, like we just said, he wrote the Everything Guide to Sports Betting on Amazon. Now he's either calling us from on top of a windmill outside of Palm Springs, or he's in his car right now, hurtling down the freeway at ungodly speeds. How you doing, Josh?
Oh, I'm doing great. So yeah, you were right with number 2. I am currently driving from my house in the outskirts of Boston back to see my parents in the boonies of Western Massachusetts, the Berkshires. But I said, hey, I got a long drive. I'll check in with my buddies in Arizona. And I got to tell you guys, thank you so much for buying the book. Believe it or not, I saw a spike in sales last week when you mentioned it. So I owe you guys a beer. I really appreciate it.
No problem. And I got to say, I was really impressed. All the spelling is correct. I did run it through the checker, but also it's a big book. It's a much bigger book than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like a handheld book. This is almost like a textbook.
Yeah, it's serious. Yeah, I tell you what, writing a book. So I was an English major. I have some, background in writing and, love sports, kind of meshed it into a really great job I love now covering the betting market. But I spent an entire summer. I lived on the North Shore, a town called Gloucester. If you've ever seen the movie The Perfect Storm, that's where my apartment was. I didn't leave my apartment for about 3.5 months, every single day writing it, trying to meet deadlines, putting all my thoughts together. So I'm really proud of it. But I tell you what, my social life took a hit. Never left my apartment, but it's worth it now because hopefully it's given some tips to some new bettors out there.
Well, I'll tell you what, I have a very nice, pristine looking copy that's going to get nice and dog-eared this weekend because I'm getting ready to take the leap and start doing some sports betting, with the apps and stuff like that. So much going on. So, all right, what do you have for us this week? Our education continues as we try to figure this thing out as newbies in the state of Arizona. Oh, before we get to anything, let me run something past you real fast. Okay. So I'm a Colts fan. Just don't laugh. I'm a Colts fan and the morning guy is a Jets fan. You can laugh all you want at And he hits me up for a bet. He says, I'll bet, how about a lunch bet on the outcome of the game? And I'm like, yeah, okay, sounds good. And then he comes back and he wants 10.5 points. Would you have taken that bet? I mean, of course, it's easy to say because it just happened, but before that, would you have taken that bet?
So I would have taken that bet. I think, going back to last night, what a game it was. I'll be honest, I was on Jets plus 10.5. And this is one of those games that, teachable moment when you're betting on sports. I think it's important to realize that when you're winning a bet big, plus 10.5, you're never safe. When you're down, like Jets plus 10.5, you're never dead. This is the beauty of betting. Last night you get down 42-10. I'm about to rip up my Jets plus 10.5 ticket. Yet what happens? Get up big, start scoring, make it interesting there. I thought we were going to have the greatest backdoor cover of all time with the Jets. Backdoor cover, that's basically when, you're down the whole game and you find a way to score late to cover the spread. But I think this is also, guys, why even though, I lose my bet there with the Jets, this is why betting is blowing up and why the leagues are getting behind it, because a 42-10 game Thursday night, it's 10 o'clock, 10:30 on the East Coast. Most people would turn that game off. It's a blowout. Who cares? But nope, when betting is in play and you got money on the line, that thing went way over the total. I think it was about 45, 46. But everyone stayed in there to see if the Jets could cover. Without betting, I think you turn the channel and go watch something else. Because of betting, this is why the leagues love it. Even though a game's a blowout, you stay until the bitter end to see if your bet could cash. So props to your buddy who's a Colts fan. But I got to tell you, if you're like me, Jets 10.5, that was an ultimate adrenaline rush there saying, hey, can they cover this number? They made it close. They made it interesting.
Well, I refused his bet, and I'm the Colts fan. He's the Jets fan. I said, nope, straight up. I said, straight up only. And I forced him to take it straight up only. I said, like a man. And because in all honesty, I was not that confident about my Colts. So I did get the better of it, but I guess I would have survived either way at 10.5 since it was, 15.
Yeah, good point. And again, this also goes to show you, like, making the bet with your buddy there. Money lines in football. When your buddy was saying straight up or with the points, keep an eye out for these big money line plays. It seems like, a big favorite of, 10 or more, they got to win the game. We see upsets all the time. If you laid a money line there, I want to say maybe the Colts are maybe minus 500. So what that means is you got to lay $500 just to win 100. That's why the point spread is a much more desirable bet, because you assume far less risk. And you just have to worry about covering, which would be minus 110 juice, risk 110 to win 100 versus if you were on the Colts there, yeah, you won the game, but you got to risk so much in order to win so little that's why we bet the spread and not the money line.
Josh, there doesn't need to be juice on a lunch bet.
You're totally right. But hey, this is why they build those big castles in the desert and why the house always wins. Again, if you just had to win, 50.1% to be a profitable bettor, nope, we got to lay that juice. There's no way around it, unfortunately. But to your listeners in Arizona, this is a good teachable moment. Standard juice is minus 110, 10-cent juice, 10 cents on a dollar, risk 110 to win 100. But when you're out there in Arizona, you're trying to find a good sports book out there, go place your bet at the book that gives you the lowest juice. There's minus 115s, minus 120s. Always try to pay the lowest you can. And if you create multiple accounts, that way you place your bet at the lowest juice book, makes a big difference.
All right.
Hi, Josh. Randy White, first-time caller, big fan. Let me ask you a question about limit your plays. You have a kind of an outline here, limiting your plays. I hear so many people who take out 10-leg parlays and make multiple bets. What do you mean by limit your plays?
So by limit your plays, what that means is basically the more bets that you place, the more risk you assume. It's hard enough to win one bet. You put in 2, 5, 5, 10. You just get so many there. The whole point being, and again, it's really a microcosm of your style and personality as a bettor, because I like having a lot of action. I'm a volume bettor. I do place a lot of bets. But here's the thing: if you can limit your bets, let's say you go 2-1, or you go 2-0. You have a good day. You make some money. If you go like 9-8. You could end up actually losing, because all those bets, the more bets you place, the juice eats away at your winning. So I think that's the important thing. Like, all things being equal, I'd much rather go 3-1 than I would go 11-7, because just the more volume bets you have, the more risk you assume and the more juice you have to overcome in order to make money. So again, if you can be disciplined and pick out a couple games each day, that's obviously probably the way you should move forward with. And just keep in mind, if you're betting 20 bets a night, you're really opening up yourself to really volatile swings. So if you place 20 bets in one night, I hope you go 20-0, but you could go 0-20. You could go 1-19. It would really clean you out and have a really tough night if you just place more bets. So again, try to limit them to the games you're most confident with.
So Josh, Thundar, the Santa Barbarian, texts in and says, I still laugh whenever I hear Josh talk about a backdoor cover. Is backdoor cover the funniest term in betting, or is there funnier?
It's probably the best one. Yeah. Backdoor cover. The thing is, one man's backdoor cover is another guy's bad beat. So imagine if you had laid the points last night, minus 10.5 with the Colts. You're up big the entire time. Your team kind of lets up. The Jets come in the back door and score. That's the opposite of a bad beat, which would, or a backdoor cover, which would be a bad beat. So, I don't know. There's different phrases, but that's probably up there as one of the funniest.
So the World Series is come and gone, and already you can bet on next year's World Series. Is that a bet you get involved with, or you just stay away from that till we get closer to the season?
So I think there's one of two ways to approach it. Number one, if you get a good number right now, kind of in the dead of winter on a team that maybe is a bit of a long shot, you can get really good odds, like a team that's 50-1 or 75-1. But I would wait. There's just so much uncertainty. We haven't gone through free agency. We haven't gone through maybe some off-season trades. Maybe some injuries take place. I want to know and have a good idea of what the starting rotation will be for a team. Or for example, my Red Sox, are we going to add some pitching? Are we going to maybe get on Nick Castellanos, who was with the Reds? Before I place a futures bet, I want to know who's going to be on the field. So I would wait it out until you get a better feel for kind of the hot stove of the offseason. You could take a shot and get a good number, and maybe that team makes a big trade or has a couple, good free agent additions. But you could also maybe bet a team now and then see them trade away somebody and have the line get worse. So I'd wait it out. And guys, we got college hoops coming up next week, so I'd focus your attention on college hoops.
All right, that I was going to ask you, how you would bet some of these Arizona sports this weekend. Of course, you have the Sun Devils hosting the Trojans. You have the Cardinals going on and taking on the 49ers. You see any good ideas in our betting here? Also, of course, you have the NASCAR Cup Series Championship live at Phoenix Raceway. You got any ideas for us or advice on these?
So one in particular, the Arizona Cardinals game, that's really interesting because they're playing the 49ers, and this was a really big line move that we saw. The Cardinals opened a 3-point favorite on the road, and they're a really popular bet. Around 3 out of 4 bets are on the Cardinals here. They got a good record. Obviously, you just suffer your first loss of the year, but it's a high-flying team with a far better record than the 49ers, who have struggled this year. But here's the thing, guys. Open -3 Arizona. It's flipped all the way to 49ers, I believe, around -2, 1.5 -2. I even saw, I think, a 2.5 before earlier today. Why is that? I'd be a little worried with Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray left that last game. He was limping in pain. Anytime you see a big line move like that, it's either probably a COVID outbreak or a star quarterback getting hurt. We saw kind of the same thing, when Dak Prescott was out. Cooper Rush came in. It didn't matter. The Cowboys covered that number. But the Aaron Rodgers, stuff going on this week, him being out, you actually saw that line at a pick'em, and now it's all the way -7 Kansas City. So I would look to play the 49ers in that spot. No offense to your Cardinals fans out there, Cardinals Nation, but I'd go money line. Instead of laying a 1.5 or 2, money line, I believe it's around -130 maybe. So I would look at San Fran to win that game. If Kyler Murray's banged up, I think it's a really tough blow there, obviously, to the Cardinals.
All right. Boogie says the betting gets bigger. How do the leagues secure the integrity of the competition? As more money pours in, temptation from offers might get the better of some athletes, possibly.
Yeah, it's a great question. So this is kind of the rallying cry, or what we've heard from all these leagues for years and years and years before PASPA was overturned, the federal ban on sports betting in 2018. They would say the integrity of the game, always pointing to, Pete Rose or the Black Sox in 1919. And again, I'm not going to lie to you, in the past, there has been shady things that happen, but I think in a good way, bringing it, into the light is going to take away from the shadiness, because really now everything is all about technology. You have a lot of these, integrity businesses that monitor line movement. They monitor the Asian market, which the lines come out way quicker in the Far East. So any early, fishy moves or big line moves or big money coming in, it's all basically, there are triggers where if you see something fishy or a weird move or a weird line move, it brings off a lot of alarm bells. Then they'll trace it to, who placed the bet. Was it just a sharp person or a public person? Do they have insider information? So a lot of this stuff is being monitored thanks to technology. So if something fishy were to happen, it would send up alarm bells very quickly. And again, the integrity of the game, we're not going to influence the outcome as bettors. We're trying to bet on the outcome. But I think really just the technology aspect is really going to protect any issues like that.
Schmitty says, how juicy is it when I bet on myself? Well, okay. Now, remember when I said backdoor cover might be the funniest? Moist One says, please talk more about the juice on the spread. Oh, these terms are kind of erotic. Okay, wow. See, that's what we're dealing with in this classroom, I guess. All right, listen, thanks so much for being with us once again as you hurtle down the highway to go see Mom and Pops. Give them our best. And again, this is Josh Applebaum. He's the host of Betting Across America, Saturdays, 11 a.m. here on 1580 Fanatic. And then do like Randy and I did. We went out and got, and I guess Keon ordered it too, the Everything Guide to Sports Betting by Josh Applebaum. You can find that on the Amazon. And I'll tell you what, there is a great education, not only in Josh's appearances, but also in this book. So be sure and go and check that out. You have a great week, Josh, and we'll try to have better questions for you next week.
No, they're great guys. I always enjoy our segment, and thanks for buying the book. And I just got to say to everybody in Arizona listening, if you want to take a nice summer vacation, go somewhere beautiful, nature, the Berkshires. Google the Berkshires of Western Massachusetts. That's where I'm going to see the folks. And if you can beat the heat and come out in the summer, we got Tanglewood and outdoor concerts and rivers and lakes and mountains. It's beautiful. It's a good place to get to.
All right. Well, Josh, send me your parents' address. You've just invited everybody to stay with them. I'll put it up on the Twitter. There you go. There you go. Josh Applebaum. We'll see you next week, man. All right. Got to take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from Chief again. He's out there at the Phoenix Raceway getting ready for the big race weekend. Come on back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. 800-438-8173. That's 800-438-8173.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Listen, when we're all working on our shows here at The Fanatic, we're totally focused and we don't want to worry about the other things. Like the technology that runs our station. That's where Affinity Technology comes in. They run all our IT so we can focus on what really matters, our business and our listeners. These guys handle literally everything. If it plugs in, they work with it. They've saved us tons of money and have kept us focused on what really matters. Affinity Technology, they can do the same for you. Go to atechaz.com. Be sure and tell them I sent you.
What if I told you there's a wealth management firm that offers a 100% satisfaction guarantee? Think it doesn't exist? Think again.
Hi, I'm Mo Ansari, president of Compact Asset Management. When you start a new relationship with Compact, we'll create your customized investment portfolio and financial plan dedicated to help you reach your goals. Try us out for a year. If you're not happy for any reason, you'll get all of the management and maintenance fee that you paid refunded. This is our 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Dial pound 250 on your cell phone and use the keyword talk to Mo to find out more. Again, from your cell phone, dial pound 250, keyword talk to Mo. Satisfaction guarantee doesn't apply to fees and commissions charged by third parties for such things as insurance products or mutual fund redemptions. It also doesn't apply to any market losses which might occur in an account. For additional information regarding this guarantee, please see the disclosure brochure available at the time you enroll or upon request.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
1580 The Fanatic. And at 1580thefanatic.com. Your home for sports.
Sammy Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona Sports Betting Station. I will get back to the text line here momentarily. But first, we got to check in with Chief out there at Phoenix Raceway, getting ready for the weekend's events and stuff. And the truck race, is that truck race happening now or is it about to start?
Starts here in about 15 minutes, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, they're doing driver introductions
Chief, are
right
you
now.
there?
I'm here. You guys got me?
Yeah, he's hitting the button. There you go.
Chief.
All right.
All right,
Randy.
are you there, Chief? Yes.
I am here, Randy. As like you said, yeah, doing driver introductions right now. So here in about 26 minutes, I believe the green flag will fly for tonight's truck race. The 4 truck series drivers going for a championship. Again, Zane Smith, Ben Rhodes, Matt Crafton, and John Hunter Nemechek. And looking forward to a good race.
I have an idea. To make the truck races more truck-like. Okay, hear me out. Each truck has a boat on a trailer. And then when you get into the pit, you got to back it right up as if you're about to launch the boat.
Wow.
Get Julie Giese over here. I want to talk to her. I got ideas.
Well, there'll probably be a few drivers who can't back it up, right? Like you always get that one guy who just goes in circles until somebody says, "Hey, man, I got you." So I think that might happen.
They get in and they emasculate you, get in the car and back it up for you.
Yeah. Listen, Jeffrey, they can't back it up anyway. They're wearing that Hans neck device. They can't move their heads a lot. They also have the head restraints in there on the seat. They can't look in the rear view mirrors. They can't look in the side mirrors. They can't turn their head around to see where they're going. That would be impossible.
Call it a truck race.
Sorry, that would not work. You're talking about a truck and boat race at the Demolition Derby at the State Fair.
I didn't say crash into anybody. I've got ideas, but I'll let you guys, the experts, handle the race stuff. Go ahead.
All right. When we were last together, Chief, the Xfinity cars were on the track, and I see here after that 50-minute practice, John Hunter Nemechek was fastest at 130.387 miles per hour. Last year's champion, Austin Cindric, right behind him at 130.283. What does it look like? What do the Xfinity cars look like as we head to the race tomorrow?
Well, so right now you look at the 4 guys who are in the championship. You got Austin Cindric there, P2, Daniel Hemrick. Got to talk about him real quick. His car showed up to the racetrack 30 minutes before that practice. His big truck and hauler broke down in Texas and actually got here on a dually and just like a portable kind of transporter about 30 minutes before practice. And they got the car ready, stole and borrowed some parts from an ARCA series team for tools and everything just to get that car on track. So Hemrick to come home P3 in that first practice is a hell of a job by that crew. Then you got Noah Gragson also racing for a championship, and AJ Allmendinger coming in 7th in that practice session. So your top 4 took over the top 7 spots. And of course, they will be qualifying tomorrow along with the NASCAR Cup Series cars. So a full day on tap for tomorrow.
Got a lot to talk about. AJ Allmendinger announcing today that he's going to run a part-time schedule with Colic Racing next season. I think this is good for AJ Allmendinger, don't you?
Yeah, I think it's a good move. I think it's a smart move too for Colleague Racing. You go back to the Indianapolis road course this year. AJ Allmendinger got Colleague Racing their first Cup Series win earlier this year. So a lot of people are kind of like, well, why are you guys going with Justin Haley? Because Haley, I mean, let's face it, here in the Xfinity Series, he's been kind of a so-so meh kind of driver, right? Like he's not really one of those drivers who moves the needle. So I think it's good for Colleague Racing and a hell of a good call for AJ Allmendinger to get back in the Cup Series. Because I mean, you talk about him, the guy's been around for what, 15, 20 years now, just trying to make it. He had good rides, was in a Penske 22 machine at one point in time. Also, drove for the Brad Doherty racing team. And here he is getting another shot, a new lease on life, and he's making the most of it.
That dude's name sounds like a candy bar. AJ Allmendinger. That's Bliss Hayes wants to know, did NASCAR have to hire extra security for Hamlin and Bowman after that incident last week?
Not that I know of, but I do know that the Alex Bowman hack shirts are going off the shelves right now. They're just flying off the shelves and they're at the trailer.
I need to have one of those. Triple extra large, please.
All right, I'll see if I can find you one. I'll see if I can find you one, Randy.
Another note to think about: Arizona's own JJ Yaley slapped the wall during the practice session. Is the 07 going to be able to qualify? And is he going to be able to make the race?
Yeah, I think the 07 will be able to qualify. They got plenty of guys to help work on that team. Of course, this is his home track. He wants to race here. 25th still in that practice session, even though he only got 15 laps in. So I think JJ Yaley will be good to go and race in front of his hometown fans here in Phoenix.
Can't wait to talk to you tomorrow, Chief. We've got the live broadcast from 2 to 4 tomorrow, and then 10 to noon on Sunday. It's live. You can check in on the text line. A couple of live race setups driven by Built Bar and the good folks at Phoenix Raceway. I wouldn't get too close to Julie Giese and talk about these, just between you and me, these ideas that
I will draw up some plans and I'll talk to her myself.
Yeah, you drop the plans, send her an email. But I do want to let race fans know if you are coming out to the track tomorrow or Sunday. Of course, me and Big Steve will be out here on location. We are located on the Midway. To the left of us is the Zen tobacco-free nicotine pouches. I'll grab you some of those, Jeffrey. And then we got the Idahoan mashed potatoes tour. They're handing out free mashed potatoes all weekend long. So maybe I'll give you some of those, Randy.
Well, I think you got it backwards. He'll take the tobacco. I'll take the potatoes. I'm the Irish guy.
and then we got a shake truck right in front of us, Keon. So you'll be out here tomorrow. You'll be able to get your own shakes.
Tell me where the free whiskey truck is. That's where Jeffrey and I want to be.
Hey, I'm still looking for it.
Stop wasting our time. Get us the whiskey. All right, that's Chief out there at the Phoenix Raceway. We'll check in with you again a little bit later on. Hey, Randy. Bruno Baller had a question. He says, Randy, help me here. So this weekend is the final weekend for NASCAR this season.
Yeah.
The new season begins with the Daytona 500. Is that correct?
Well, yes, but no. Early on in February, they have an unofficial race. It's called the Clash, and it's going to be at the LA Coliseum. First time they've done this in many years for NASCAR. The cars are actually going to race inside the Coliseum there in California. Then they're going to travel across the country. Then they're going to have the qualifying races and then the Daytona 500. The first official race, yes, will be the Daytona 500 in February, but early in February, it'll be the Clash at the LA Coliseum. I hope I answered your question.
There you go, Bruno Baller. That tell you what, this is like a listener's dream come true that the race setup will actually have a text line open and ready to respond. Because we get people all the time saying, well, how do I try to text the race setup that they never answer? Well, because, this pre-recorded, because that's how they get all those cool interviews. But now this weekend on Saturday and Sunday, live show, text line open.
Yeah, we'll be open and live. I will be manning it from the command center, Chief, and Steve will be out there at the racetrack. And I understand we will have a plethora of interviews and information live from the track as it happens.
Yeah, and by the way, I know I don't have to tell you this, but I feel like I need to say it like a disclaimer. When you're running the text line on the race setup live, pre-read all of Moist One's stuff.
Oh, definitely.
Like during a break. Don't even try it live.
Oh, yeah.
Don't even try it live.
Yeah, definitely.
888-368-1580. Let's get caught up on the text line. I left a lot of text sitting there on the table. Fish Tank earlier said, OBJ feels like a Viking to me. That team looks good on paper, but they seem to constantly underachieve. Gollies, I don't think missing OBJ is what the Vikings are missing, huh, Keon?
I mean, I'm sure they'd love to have another target out there for Kirk Cousins, but I think if you're going to take the chance on an OBJ, it's got to be a coach in good standing, so not Mike Zimmer, with a strong enough culture that adding a knucklehead doesn't really ruin anything for you.
Yeah.
Papa Mike says, stop the threats to Keon Jeffrey. You made him pick ASU for the loss last week. Keon is 27-11 so far. Good job, Keon. Boomer Sooner. Wait, you're not allowed to say that. That's Boomer Sooner's thing. King Kitten says, hey, Boomer Sooner, I'm relaxing at a seafood restaurant bar, having a shrimp cocktail and a cold brew, and Oklahoma is playing Iowa State in volleyball on the TV here. Okay.
What was that? What was that again?
Guess there's a volleyball thing on TV. ASU. Go ASU. Whatever.
Okay.
Floppy Bumper says, it just seems to me like it's a whole lot of divisive crap that no one really cares about except the media. Gee whiz, that was 410. What were we talking about?
Suns, maybe.
Oh, it could be anything. We could be talking about Aaron Rodgers. We could talk about the Suns. We could talk about the Washington football team.
I don't think we talked about Aaron Rodgers yet.
No, and at the NFL pissing off Congress.
Pretty sure it was the Suns.
Yeah. You know what? You say, Floppy Bumper, that it seems like a lot of divisive crap that no one cares about except the media. I think there's some people that work for the Suns that care about it. I think there are some people who spend money on tickets to watch the Suns that would care about it. Anytime racism rears its ugly head, or even misogyny for that matter, and sexual harassment, we should care about it. It's not divisive. And by the way, before we go any further, it's not political. This is something where we can't allow to happen. People cannot go unchecked in this society. If it takes the media to find that information and bring it to light so it can be dealt with, so be it. I'm no fan of the media either. We're not the media. This is an entertainment show. But for you to say that, oh, it's just divisive crap. No, it's, you know what this is supposed to be? The truth. What is the truth? And then we act accordingly.
And it's not just that the media is trying to divide for no reason. Some stuff ought to be divisive. If the owner, as is alleged in the article, was inquiring whether or not he could use the N-word while using the N-word, that ought to be divisive. Yeah. There better be a gulf between me and him. I don't understand.
There's
some
a
stuff
line.
is okay to hate. It's okay to hate it.
There's a line between really stupid and nobody's that stupid. I mean, if somebody were to even utter that, like, why couldn't they use that word? We can't. It's like, well, let me tell you about a 400+ year story there, Cheech. Come on now, be smart in that. We don't ever get to use that word. We don't ever get to use that word. If a person of African-American descent decides they're going to use that word and own it in their own way for their own cultural thing, it's none of my damn business. It's not for me to say ever. You know what I think? It should be another 400 years. And even then, hopefully by then, that word has no meaning and is erased from the vernacular. But us white people, about 400 years, then maybe we have a conversation. And then even then, we shouldn't do that. So, yeah, come on. To act stupid like that, you're right. It's either he is that stupid or he's just playing with his power.
And either way, it's not divisiveness for its own sake. Like that person should be divided away from the rest of us.
Yes,
I agree.
Floppy Bumper says, point taken. I digress. Oh, shut up, Boomer Sooner. Dropping the soap says, my girlfriend claims I harass her. Well, she's not my girlfriend yet.
So
not funny.
Not good.
It's funny, but not funny. Moist One says, I heard that Kyle Larson was the favorite and thought his name was familiar. Then it hit me. You think Kyle Larson is staying at Sarver's house this weekend?
Now, look. You guys get crack wise, but I believe what he said, and I think that he is genuinely hurt, and he's genuinely sorry, and he's very remorseful over the use of his words.
I think so. Like, look, I wasn't happy about it when I heard it, but I also don't like the idea that someone could be tombstoned forever for making a mistake. I think that the fact that he's got his career back on track, well, good for him.
Well, my point of view on that,
I'm not going to be a fan, but good for him.
Yeah, my point of view on that is, if the words come so easily, boy, does that give me some concern. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah. Hey, Big George, By the way, George, I never got on this date in Big George sports history, just so you know that. He says, hey, by the way, this Mitch Applebaum, what's their parents there? It was Josh Applebaum. He says, I want to use their house as a place to crash when I visit Massachusetts. We better warn them that Big George is 7 feet tall and will probably destroy a bed or two if you're not careful.
They should know that, I think. That's fair.
Licky Lips Johnson says, I said it yesterday, OBJ to the Raiders. Has there been an announcement? You keep saying it, doesn't mean it's happening.
Like if you're just saying it's the best fit and every time it comes up, then that's your assertion. Well, we'll see how it goes down. But he is probably a decent fit, but they don't have a coach that's that strong because they have an interim head coach. I'm worried about that.
Senior Wake and Bake says that my Colts are hot garbage, and then he follows with Go Niners. Oh, you're funny. Oh, the Colts are at least better than the Niners, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. I actually had to ask that. I'm not even sure anymore. All right, guys, that's it. 2 hours down and 1 to go. Come on back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Think you know about meth? Think again. Today's methamphetamine is far more potent, more addictive, and more deadly than ever before. Today's meth is often laced with the deadly drug fentanyl. In fact, deaths from meth use have doubled in Arizona. What can you do? Get the facts at thenewmeth.com and know there's hope and resources for recovery. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Sure thing. We can help you replace those wipers. If yours are squeaking or streaking, it's probably time. We've got a wide selection of wipers that can stand up to any weather, including the right ones for your make and model. We've even got more ways to get them fast, like our next day delivery or free same-day store pickup. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Market Wrap host Mo Ansari on creating a well-balanced portfolio.
Are you just chasing this hot stock and that hot stock? Or do you have a plan? Do you have a balanced portfolio where you have a little bit in healthcare, a little bit in technology, a little bit maybe in energy even? How much do you have in the subsectors like communication services and technology? And then you look at all the stocks within those areas and say, okay, this is the one I like and this is the one that I don't like. But you have to have that balance. And then finding the right balance depending on what you're trying to accomplish. If you're looking for income in your portfolio, maybe you want more dividend paying stocks. Or I've got 20 years, I want growth.
If you need help creating a well-balanced portfolio, call pound 250 and say, talk to Mo, or go to compact.com and click on the Get Started button. Again, from your cell phone, call pound 250 and say, talk to Mo, or visit compact.com and click on the Get Started button.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down. Because it's time. Time for what? Showtime. When does it start? Right now. 3, 2, 1. Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, buddy, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose pushing the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. Broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. All right, so coming up in 20 minutes, we'll have Keon Rose's college football dance party. We'll check in with Chief one last time out at Phoenix Raceway. But right now, let's just talk some football, shall we? Let's talk a little NFL football. And before we get deep into the who's ins, who's outs, and what's what, Aaron Rodgers needs to shut the hell up. Can I just say that? Aaron Rodgers needs to just be quiet. Now he's going on the Pat McAfee show and saying he's a victim of the woke mob and cancel culture. Who's canceling him? What woke mob? Here's the basics. Aaron Rodgers lied about his status to the NFL. And that is what is going to be relevant in that conversation. Wherever you might be in the, genre of COVID and vaccinations and this and that is irrelevant. It's a rule, and he broke it, and he lied about it. And in doing so, he put other people's status at risk. So again, whether you believe in it or not is irrelevant. The status, close contact. So he has the COVID now. So people around him, they end up getting penalized because of that. And they didn't know his situation, so they couldn't plan or react accordingly. That's what this is about. It's not about whether you believe in COVID or not. What it's about is it's the same thing. It wasn't about Bill Clinton get the hum in the Oval Office. It's about the lying. It's not about Pete Rose gambling on the baseball. It's about the lying. For us right now, Aaron Rodgers lied.
And it's super lazy just to say, well, the woke mob is coming after me. And that's what this is, because so many people do this. Like, oh no, I'm being canceled. I'm being canceled. You mean people are just talking about you on the internet? Like you're not being canceled. It's just a lot of people have opinions and they're throwing those opinions out. Do those opinions mean anything? Probably not much. But that doesn't mean you're being canceled, Aaron Rodgers. It means that you did something wrong and a lot of people have opinions.
That's it.
There's no mob.
That's it. So whatever happens with that, happens with that. The NFL will see, here's the difference. The NBA, they'll investigate something and they'll react accordingly. The NFL will investigate something with the intent of how can we cover this up?
Every time.
How can we make this go away? We can't make it go away. Well, I guess we got to do something. So, Aaron Rodgers, until he pops a negative test and whatever amount of days is necessary, will not be the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. And really, it's not the woke mob. He's not a victim. It's not cancel culture. It's him. He caught the COVID and he lied about being vaccinated. End of story. So we'll let the NFL sort that out. Let's talk about the Arizona Cardinals this weekend. Kyler Murray, as far as we know, he did not practice. DeAndre Hopkins did not practice. What is the current status, Randy, of your players? Do you know where we're at? I know AJ Green, he's on the COVID reserve list, so he will not play.
Yeah.
He didn't lie about anything. So what's happening, at least at this moment, with Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins?
Well, I mean, I think DeAndre Hopkins has shown a history of not practicing during the week, taking care of himself, getting better, shows up for the games, performs well. I don't have a problem with it. I think he'll be playing come game time. Kyler Murray, it's been a big secret. He does say that he feels better. He does say that, the ankle feels better, but we don't see pictures. We don't see if it's still swollen. We don't know. We're just going to have to go with what the team thinks is best. Again, my best thought is you lay him out this game. You let Colt McCoy go in there, let the strength of the team work, set McCoy up for success, and let the Cardinals do their job. Or you play him, risk that this injury could be really hampered, and moving forward, it could hamper the rest of the season for him. So that's all I know at this point.
And if you're going to give a free win to a team, at least give it to a team that can't even hurt you. The 49ers are not going to be a playoff contender of any. I mean, you're not going to lose home field advantage to them. It's the 40 friggin' Niners. So, yeah, you're right, Randy. If you're going to drop a game, it may as well be this one. Booger Wolf says the 49ers defense is going to put the Cardinals quarterback in a pamper. Go Niners.
There are adult diapers, so I'm going to let that one go.
Yeah, that's the thing. Bezos, that space rocket he's sending up, I guess the toilet starts leaking, right? And he's like, well, you guys are going to have to wear diapers. And like, I paid $28 million. You're going to make me wear a diaper? How about no? How about you fix the damn toilet?
Right.
You're like the worst superintendent ever. If there's a space hotel, can you imagine? It's going to be the slummiest of slums, Bezos. Get your act together.
What is the point of you being a billionaire if you can't fix a toilet or get someone to fix a toilet?
By the way, can I just give you a little, astronaut hack? I'm like, I ain't wearing the diaper, but I'll pee into it. You know what I mean? I'll just be over the corner. It'll go right in. I don't have to wear it. I'll just do, you follow what I'm saying, right? If it's absorbent, I don't have to worry.
What if you got to do the doo-doo?
I don't know. If I've paid $28 million, I should be allowed to smear it on the glass. And that's how angry I am.
If the toilet doesn't work.
Yeah, you're going to make me wear a diaper in space. I digest. Anyway, so, okay, you know what? My wife is the Arizona Cardinals fan. She thinks the Cardinals are going to lose. Randy feels pretty confident that even with Colt McCoy, the Cardinals can win. We need a dose of reality. Even though you don't want to be that dose of reality, Keon.
Oh,
I got to put you in the middle. What are you realistically looking at if Kyler Murray is not playing on Sunday?
I'm worried. I mean, if I'm any Cardinals fan and Kyler Murray doesn't, step out of that smoke on Sunday, I'm worried. The fact of the matter is, while Colt McCoy is a capable backup, you are asking him to play an entire NFL football game against the 49ers and against what that Kyle Shanahan offense wants to do, which is exactly what the Packers did, which is try and keep the Cardinals offense off the field. Only if you have Colt McCoy, you're not as explosive. You're not as able to put points on the board in a hurry. I do think it's worrying. I'm inclined to think that the Cardinals don't win that one if they don't have Kyler, with how close it was the last time they played.
I don't want to change my pick, but I might have to. But that actually might make my wife happy because she thinks I jinxed the Cardinals.
You do it at your own risk, my friend.
But the thing is, you picked them when they were winning every week, though. You weren't jinxing them, so I don't know.
Yeah, she thinks I do. I don't know. I don't know the logic.
They would have won by 60 if you didn't pick them.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, put it on me. Whatever. All right. Well, I hope the Cardinals do win. I will make my pick decision game time at this point. If Kyler was playing, I wouldn't even be thinking
no brain.
Wouldn't be worried about
no brain.
49ers are stanky. They're stanky. You 49ers are stanky. That's just a fact. That's probably some of the best analysis I've ever done on the show.
Spot on.
Yep.
Pure, right to the point.
Yep.
Beer Bob says that's got to be the worst thing ever. Broken toilet on a spaceship. I couldn't imagine what a space plumber would cost to come fix it. Here's the thing. It's sitting on the pad right now, isn't it? It's just Okay, bad choice of words. It's ready to launch. You could send a guy in to fix it. I don't understand what is happening here.
It doesn't stay in space. It comes back. So fix it here so that people don't have to wear diapers up to space.
Amazon Basics. You can't order up a couple of 2-liter bottles to pee in. I mean, I just don't. And how long are they going up for? Because Shatner was up there for 11 minutes. I don't think I need a toilet for 11 minutes.
I think I can hold it.
Yeah. So, and by the way, the fact that they learned that the toilet was leaking on an 11-minute flight, that had to be Shatner. He's 90. Of course he had to go to the bathroom. Twice, I'm thinking.
I'm just saying, you go up into space, the ship is kind of rattling around, you shake some stuff loose.
No, Shatner destroyed that thing.
In the old bowels, and he had to go.
No, Shatner blew that thing up. Now that you think about it, yeah, that's they're probably supposed to be up there longer than 11 minutes, but after Shatner twice, they're like, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. We have to open the window, bring it down. Papa Mike says, come on, Texas fans, stop worrying. Cardinals are going to win either way. Boogie says, free wins. Ooh, the Lions will take one. Oh, I'm sorry, Boogie. The Cardinals only play real NFL teams.
Damn. Straight fire.
Okay, also says, it's so disappointing. I was just starting to like Aaron Rodgers a little bit. And I didn't like the fact that I was starting to like him. Alex Trebek is now rolling his eyes in his grave. Yeah, I never liked him and had even less reason to like him. But I'm probably the least surprised by all of this. But whatever. I wonder if they're still going to air his State Farm commercials this weekend, or if all this is going to be too much heat for them, and they're just going to be like, "All right, don't start anything, but just pull them off the air. Just don't say anything." It's be a lot of Patrick Mahomes commercials this weekend.
Wow. Yeah, just keep those to yourself.
Just a Tip says, to be fair,
Colt
McCoy has had some big performances in some big games. He did.
Mm-hmm. We're talking in the NFL.
Yeah,
I know his first career start. He did beat the Patriots, that was fun.
For who?
The Browns.
Oh. Okay.
He is a Longhorn. He did have some great Longhorn games, but I'm talking National Football League. Colt McCoy. What games are we talking about?
I don't know. Just a Tip. Could you give us some evidence?
Didn't he play for the Giants? He was a starter for the Giants for some time, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a backup for the Giants. He was a backup for the football team.
Has he ever been a starter?
Yeah, you guys are.
He was a starter with the Browns when they drafted him, and then after that, he's been a backup.
As Randy looks this up, Hefty Lefty, the answer to your question, would the diaper be absorbent in zero gravity? Yes. No, the drops would not just ricochet off. Yeah, you'd have to put yourself right up next to it so it could absorb, or else you're right, it might. But yeah, it should still be very absorbent. Randy, you have the answer?
Colt McCoy as an NFL quarterback. Let's see here.
By the way, he's trying right now to get past that. Please give Wikipedia some money screen.
No, I'm not in Wikipedia. I'm in Pro Football Reference. You guys. Hey, here's I didn't know he grew up in Hobbs, New Mexico. Good for him. I'm looking. Hang on here.
Licky Lips
Johnson.
I just
want to see his overall record. I don't need all this crap.
All right, well, let me know when you're ready. Lakey Lips Johnson says, I thought the Colts were stanky. What's the Colts record? Oh, it's bad. It is bad, but not as stanky as others. Senior Wake and Bake says, yeah, the woke mob. That's not the mob I'd be worried about. Yeah, the real mob. Well, in the olden days. I don't know. I mean, I'm never going to listen. I've seen enough movies to not ever mess with that mob, no matter what. So
yeah, I feel like it always ends poorly.
So here's the answer, Keon. What mob? That's it. You just go on with your life. Do you have it yet, Randy?
No, I'm still
Big Game by Colt McCoy. See, if you're having that much trouble on the Google, then there's no way Big Game by Colt McCoy exists.
I just want wins and losses, and they're giving me all this information I don't give a rip about. I just want wins and damn losses.
Booger Wolf, that's a good question. Does Chief's voice sound like that because of the NASCAR fumes? No, that's how he sounds all the time. Wow. Thunder, the Santa Barbarian says, by the way, Major League Baseball investigates cheating, finds out it's true, then shrugs its shoulders and says, yep, they cheated. Yeah, bleep Manfred. Yeah, that's another thing. I tell you what, of all the sports, NBA, NHL kind of gets it right too, right?
Yeah.
NBA and NHL have got that one. Thank you, George. I've got that, and I've already brought it up on my screen. Thank you for that. Just a Tip says, come on, Randy. He only needs one.
Well, it's true. He only needs one, but I'm looking here.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to call it. Just stop looking, Randy. If you have to look that hard, Just a Tip doesn't know what he's talking about. Just a Tip doesn't have any evidence at all. Speaking of evidence, we've been waiting for the evidence on that big miscommunication between Kyler Murray and AJ Green. Kyler Murray throws the ball to the left side of AJ Green while he's looking for it to the right of AJ Green. And of course, there goes the game after an interception.
You Cardinal haters are just not going to give up on that. You just can't take the fact it was a simple miscommunication. You guys just keep talking about how AJ Green is a doofus and should have turned around.
I'm not doing that. I'm not a hater. I'm just saying somebody screwed up. And you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who did, because that's their business. It is up to the players and the coaches to figure out and move forward. Figuring out who to point the finger at and yell at is irrelevant. AJ Green has been a great player for, the team, and Kyler Murray, well, he's good. So yeah, one miscommunication. They need to sort it out, get it figured out, and don't do that again. Simple as
didn't-
that.
I
But
didn't mean to say it was you. I just said Cardinal haters. I've been hearing it since the thing happened. I mean, can we move on, please?
well, Cliff Kingsbury's not going to tell you who did what. He says it had nothing to do with the fault of somebody. Well, it did. But he says one guy thought one thing, the other guy thought something else. So there you go. We will never know. And I guess we don't need to know.
And as a coach, I think he's doing the right thing by not being the messenger on that. If it leaks out, let it leak out from some equipment guy that overheard a conversation somewhere. I don't need the head coach of the football team going, yep, it's that guy's fault.
This is probably why I can never work for a big corporation. If I were Cliff Kingsbury, I'd probably come out and say, well, okay, I'm going to tell you what happened. It was Larry Fitzgerald's fault. That's all I can say. I can't say any more. Don't ask. Billy from Phoenix says, and then God said, hey, AJ Green, catch this. COVID. Yeah, that's hopefully. Poor guy. Jagdog says, who is Card's third string quarterback? Colt's going to take a dirt nap by halftime and then back to the old nursing home. Niner Nation, rise up. Niners 29, Cards 12.
Yeah.
See, if it goes bad, how bad will it go?
It's not going to go that bad.
I don't know if it's going to go that bad. I mean, it's not like we're watching a juggernaut of the 49ers here. We've got a team that's quarterbacked by Jimmy Garoppolo, a man who's not trusted by his head coach.
Right.
Which is why they run the ball so damn much.
During the game, if you ask the coach, he's like, well, we're not sure who's actually starting the next series. We're just going to figure that out as we go. Could go either way. Yeah, he's even during the game, he has no confidence.
I mean, at the beginning of the season, this is a man, Kyle Shanahan, who said, I'll start both of them. And really, I feel like he would have said neither if that was a possibility. We'll just start the game with no quarterback.
Yeah.
Let's just keep this in mind. Trey Lance isn't starting today because of the last game they played against the Cardinals. That's all I need to say.
Floppy Bumper says, AJ Green said it was aliens. That actually is a good answer right there. Licky Lips Johnson says, I'll bet a whole bottle of fart butter that the Niners beat the Cardinals this weekend. Go Raiders.
Yeah.
What? Why are you?
Look,
you have no reason to care about this game if you're a Raiders fan.
I really think he just wanted to say fart butter
That's
again.
That's the only thing, and he wanted to aggravate Randy.
Yeah.
King Kitten says there's a lady in the parking lot in her car and she's putting on makeup in the rearview mirror. She's kind of cute. Oh God, I need a date. Yeah, don't do it, King Kittens. Don't startle a woman putting on makeup. Hey, how are you doing? My name's King Kittens. I'm kind of a big deal. You can hear me talk on the radio sometimes with somebody else's mouth. Yeah, don't just leave her alone. Leave her alone.
Has it dawned on you she might be putting on makeup for some other guy she might be meeting?
Has it dawned on you she's putting on makeup and she is a guy? Floppy Bumper says, I'm not saying it's aliens.
Yeah.
But it's aliens. Schmitty says the Cardinals lost because of one play. It was when the snap went clean over that fourth grader's head. You could see him jump up. Yeah.
That snap was so high, Brock Osweiler couldn't have caught it.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know how you're going to blame his height for that one.
And Schmitty, I saved you from yourself for the rest of that text.
Yeah.
Boogie says AJ Green made a mistake, but he has exceeded expectations, has been a crucial component of the Cardinals' success this year. Learning opportunity. They're going to be fine. Go Cardinals.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to hear. Finally.
Or Kyler Murray made a mistake. It doesn't matter, guys. It really doesn't. It does not matter. Big Stanky 87 says she might be putting on makeup for the Big Stanky. What? Boogie says, if you combine the moist one and fart butter, I believe that makes a backdoor cover. That's got to be text of the day. That's got to be text of the day right there. All right, Boogie. That was text of the day. And we have to take a break. When we come back, it's time for Keon Rose's college football dance party. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Simple Green is perfect for making your auto, RV, cycling, boating, and other sporting equipment look like new. SimpleGreen.com.
College football, 2 games tonight. Virginia Tech -3 at Boston College. The over under 47.5. Utah -9 at Stanford, 54 total. UFC 268 from Madison Square Garden tomorrow. Kamaru Usman, the -325 favorite to defend his welterweight title against Colby Covington at +250. Zhang Wei Li -115 for the women's strawweight belt. Rose Namajunas -105. The undisputed middleweight boxing championship of the world on the line when Canelo Alvarez meets Caleb Plant. Alvarez, the heavy favorite, -1100. Plant +675. The fight tomorrow night in Vegas. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg on Arizona's sports betting station.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs, my friends and former employers at ProCopy. For over 20 years, ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share ProCopy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The ProCopy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602-PROCOPY. That's 602-776-2679.
FanDuel Fan Fest is coming to Scottsdale, and you can be there for free. Don't miss your chance to hang out with sports legends and see live performances by Griffin and Nelly. Plus, play games and win prizes. Enjoy delicious food trucks, kick back in the beer garden, and a whole lot more. To get your 2 free tickets, place any bet of $20 or more at FanDuel Sportsbook app. New to FanDuel? Sign up now using promo code FANFEST, and you'll also get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. FanDuel FanFest. It's the hottest party in sports. Presented by Lionsgate American Underdog, and it all goes down Saturday, December 11th at Westworld of Scottsdale. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app or visit FanDuel.com/FanFest to get your 2 free tickets right now. 21 plus and present in Arizona. Opt-in required for existing users. Refund for new users is issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/FanFest. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
Are you a planner? Bruce Jacobs here asking, do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer, up to 85% off your monthly bill. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
Get your college game on. Get ready for the fight songs. Get ready for the traditions. Get ready for the rivalries. It's college football.
He's gone. There he goes through the line. He'll take it to the house, 90 yards.
And we've got the games you want to hear.
Wide open in the tight end row. Walks to the end zone.
College football lives on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
It's a Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's sports betting station. Coming up at 6 o'clock, it is the race setup with Randy White, the pre-NASCAR Cup Series Championship race setup with Randy White. Of course, you got the live show going to be happening on Saturday and Sunday as well. Real fast, Randy, what specifically is the show about tonight?
Well, tonight, Riley Herbst, one of the new young drivers in NASCAR in the Xfinity Series, will join us. He'll be on the Built.com hotline. Also, we'll visit with Alex Hayden, give you a wrap-up of what happened at Martinsville, and set you up for this weekend. I'm already watching the truck race, and one of the favorites, John Hunter Nemechek, who was one of the favorites to be the champion in the Truck Series, he's already had an issue, blew a tire, has hit the wall.
What channel is it on?
Anyway, it's on FS1 if you want to watch the race.
I don't know how to find
it. And so the activity is starting. They're just in the first stage there. They're under a yellow flag situation right now. So that's a truck race that's going on. Of course, we're going to recap that on Saturday. And on Sunday, we'll recap what happened with Xfinity, get you up to date with all the news and notes. And we'll have some interviews. It'll all be live. You can text in on the text line at 888-368-1580 and be a part of the show. That's Saturday from 2 to 4, Sunday, 10 a.m. to noon.
What channel is it on the cable? I can't find it.
Oh, I know it's FS1. That's all I know.
Wow.
I'm watching on my phone here.
Hey, we got
do the
Pac-12
show.
football in the studio here. I don't even have that on DirecTV.
Yeah, is the Pac-12 already started? I didn't think it was Pac-12 already.
No, there's some show on there. I'm just flipping through trying to find the damn race because I want to watch these trucks race.
Yeah, it's a FS1.
What
right now.
number is that? I don't know what.
I don't know. But FS1.
Well, I'll tell you what.
It's 31.
No, thank you. Well, why do you wait
FS1.
so long to tell me that? I'm like sitting here flipping through all sorts
I flipped through it to find it. I happen to find it.
Like 17 channels of Law and Order. Just now, here we go. Now I finally got it. Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time now to stop screaming about the Arizona Cardinals. All you 49er fans who are sniping, and all you Cardinal fans who are sniping back. We can get back to that here in a minute. But right now, it's time for Keon Rose's college football dance party. Get down, get funky, let's boogie.
All right, Keon, lots of things happening. We'll start with tonight in Pac-12 activity, Utah at Stanford. Tell me what you got in this game from Stanford Stadium.
I mean, I know that coming into the game, Stanford a little bit of a favorite, but I like the way that Utah's played football lately. And, that their 5-star quarterback, Cameron Rising, every week he gets a little bit better and a little bit better. I think he's going to be one of those dangerous quarterbacks, next season when we really start to take a look at college football shaking out. So I'm going to go Utah here because I just like the way that they've built on all of their victories. And I like their quarterback a lot.
The way Jeffrey is swaying to the music. I like that. All right.
I'm also watching the race, and I'm going to say it again. They don't really look like trucks.
Okay. All right. So Missouri pays a visit to number 1 Georgia. Georgia has some drama, some news activity this weekend, losing one of their key defensive players. Does Georgia rebound from that, and are they able to beat Missouri, or is this distraction big enough where Missouri, the Tigers, might knock them off the number 1 perch?
No, I mean, Missouri's underachieved all season long. Like this might be enough to knock Georgia off from covering the 39.5-point spread that's out there because nobody has any confidence in Missouri's ability to move the football. Yeah, that might not happen. But is Georgia going to suffocate them the way that they have? Absolutely. That entire defense is filled with NFL players. A bunch of guys that are going to be playing on Sunday. I don't think losing one guy is going to derail this team.
For a moment, I thought you meant when it was filled with NFL players that like people were taking night courses and playing on Saturday too.
Little college level Bishop Sycamore. No, no. Just they got a bunch of guys who are so good. They will be playing at the next level when they leave the University of Georgia.
All right, I'm not even going to talk about Ohio State, Nebraska. I expect that to be a blowout. Ohio State has just been doing nothing but rolling other teams up. They ever since they lost that one game. So we'll pass by Ohio State at Nebraska this weekend. And let's move to Wake Forest, number 9, visiting the North Carolina Tar Heels in Kenron Stadium in Chapel Hill. Now, North Carolina preseason was ranked. Mac Brown's got this team, but they've underachieved all season. Do you think this could be a trap game for Wake Forest?
I mean, it absolutely could be. Wake Forest, by the way, undefeated. Who had that happening? The entire ACC is a conference that makes no sense. And I wish that I could predict it properly from week to week. I don't feel like I can. I don't feel like anybody can. But yeah, North Carolina was supposed to be a whole lot better than they were. They've played a lot better lately. I am a little surprised that they're favorites going into this game. I'm still going to go with Wake Forest because every single week I kind of doubt them. Like this is the week that they're going to trip up and fall. And then it just doesn't happen. I'm done picking against Wake Forest, especially against the North Carolina team that I wish would have played better. Sam Howell, their quarterback, who was a guy that might have been the number 1 overall pick. He played himself out of that position entirely. Not unlike Spencer Rattler. So I'll go Wake Forest here.
All right, so let's move to a rivalry game as Kansas State pays a visit to Kansas at David Booth, Kansas Memorial Stadium. That's on Saturday. Who do you got in this outing, Kansas State or Kansas?
Kansas State. Kansas is so bad at football. They should take the program away. embarrassing at this point. I mean, they're 1-7. Their only win of the season. I don't even know if that should count. But they've been embarrassing. Everybody shows up in their building and just runs them over. And they're home, and Kansas State is going to show up in their building like everyone else before them and also run them over. Yeah, the spread in this game is 24 points. I have no confidence in Kansas at all. I don't even think they're going to cover 24-point spread, to be honest.
It's a lock.
It's a lock. It's Jeffrey O'Brien's lock. All right, so Cal, I almost hate to do this. Cal is traveling to Tucson to take on the Wildcats. Does Arizona get their first win of the season, or does Cal get another win?
It's a lock.
Cal gets another win. It's not a whole lot of wins for Cal. This is not a good Cal team.
Oh boy.
But what outside of last week, because last week at least U of A showed that they have a pulse. When have they been good? The last time I picked U of A to win anything, I picked them to beat NAU, and they could not do that. And have managed to lose every single game since then. There's no reason, literally no reason, to think that their streak of losing games going back to last season is suddenly going to come to an end now. Even if it's Cal, who's not very good. I just, if U of A is going to win a game this season, this is like their next best chance.
All right.
Like, this is it. Line in the sand.
Yeah.
Oh, you Arizona.
All right. So this is an interesting game to me, and I think it could be a win for this team. They're 4-4. They haven't had a strong record, but they did have some strong play here lately. Oklahoma State, number 11, going to West Virginia. West Virginia's 4-4, but I think this is an interesting game, and I think that West Virginia, because it's a home game and they're going to have all that excitement and hype, I think they could beat this Oklahoma State team. What say you, Keon?
I agree. I'm actually going to take West Virginia here because that West Virginia, there's something about playing the Mountaineers at home. They just get people. And if your team's not necessarily prepared, and look, Oklahoma State has, a 7-1 record, but some of those wins, they escaped. I know that they beat Texas. Texas isn't very good defensively, and they had to come from behind double digits in order to beat Texas. That's not very good to me. That loss that they have is pretty glaring to me as well. I'm leaning to West Virginia because you play that team and you're not fully polished. They're going to take you out when you play them on the road.
All right. Our next game, number 12, Baylor, it rolls into TCU. Gary Patterson stepping down after so many years at that TCU program. Not sure of all the details or the facts of why he stepped away, but he says, I'm not even going to finish out the season. Just kind of throwing up his hands, I think. I think that's going to decimate this TCU program. Baylor's coming in at number 12. How bad is the beatdown going to be, Baylor over TCU?
I think it's going to be a pretty bad beatdown. I mean, you have a coach who's basically walking away, and he's going to finish the season, obviously, but he's leaving the program, announced to leave the program in the middle of the year. That just does not bode well. Yeah. I know that Gary Patterson's a good coach. Yes, Jeffrey.
I have breaking news.
Okay.
Breaking news. This has to do with the college football dance party. So you don't have to play. You don't have to play breaking news music.
You don't want me to play that music? Okay.
Well, but Boomer Sooner says, guys, got an inside scoop from Spencer Rattler's personal quarterback coach here in the Valley.
Okay.
This is his last hurrah with the Sooners. He will be somewhere else next year if he's not going in the NFL. Bank on it. Boomer Sooner special report.
All right. So, Keon, let's talk about that for a second. Spencer Rattler has been an OU for a while. Hasn't panned out to be the kind of intrepid quarterback that everybody thought he was going to be. Number one, do you think he's NFL ready? I don't, but I want to hear what you have to say. And B, where could he possibly land at another university?
I mean, I would think that you would try and find one of these schools that's got a quarterback friendly program for you. I agree with you. He's not NFL ready. He's not even close to NFL ready. The way that he's played this year. And if any agent or family member gets in his ear and tells him that he's NFL ready, they're lying. He is a guy that when you look at all of the tools, you see something that's Patrick Mahomes-esque. It's the arm talent. It's the ability to throw, off kilter, off platform. But he doesn't have the ability to play within an offense. He gets to backyard football. If you think that Patrick Mahomes can sometimes wind up in that place, Spencer Rattler does it times a billion. So you don't really want those problems and headaches going for an NFL team. You really want a guy that's a little bit more sound. He can do that. He can find a program. Maybe he transfers to a Florida where Dan Mullen's in trouble and really needs an athlete. There are certainly programs, maybe a Clemson, where you're looking at DJ Uiagalelei, and maybe you think I can upgrade from that. I think that there are options out there available for him and teams that would absolutely take him on a one-year transfer.
All right, for me, this is the game of the week. 13 Auburn visits 14 Texas A&M at Kyle Field, College Station, Texas. Who do you got as the winner in this? It's a toss-up for me. Both programs have played some good football this year. I don't think either program are going to be playoff bound anytime soon. No. But listen, they're strong. They're 13-14. Texas A&M always fights you tough at home. What do you say?
Yeah, it's hard to go into Kyle Field and get a W. However, one of the teams that has been burning me on a weekly basis is Auburn. I keep picking against Auburn, and I keep on being wrong. And this is one of those teams. I'm flipping the script here. I'm picking Auburn to win this football game. Bo Nix has been phenomenal. And I don't know if I actually thought before the season started that Brian Harsin, the coach that came in, brand new head coach, fresh off of coaching, Boise State in the Mountain West, was going to come in and actually notch a 6-2 record 8 weeks into an SEC season. But he's done exactly that. He's built up Bo Nix. He's actually gotten him to play, and develop him as a quarterback and as a passer, because Bo Nix is always a great runner and athlete.
Right.
But develop him as a passer too. And their offense has been flying high. Plus, the Bo Nix factor is that he's just such an incredible athlete. Every game, he makes 2 or 3 passes that you just go, wow. How did he do that? How did he make that? How did he see that? So I'm going to go Auburn here.
So are you going to talk about the ASU or not?
Yeah, I was just going to go to that.
Oh, just to say, I would go this long without talking about ASU.
Well, they saved the best for last.
I like to finish this segment with the ASU game coming up here.
Okay.
All right. So USC, not the season they've wanted. They made the mistake of getting rid of Helton early in the season. Interim coach in there. Program looks stinky right now. Lots of speculation about who the next head coach of USC is going to be. They're coming to visit our Arizona State Sun Devils, who I personally think have underperformed this year, according to all the hype that they've had. And quite honestly, as much as I like Herm Edwards as a man and a human being, he just looks kind of lost on the sideline. When I was watching last week, his mouth was open. He was laughing as they were getting their asses beat. USC, Arizona State, what's your call on this game?
Yeah, I'm not thrilled about the way that ASU has played lately, especially that Washington State game. They should have absolutely kicked their asses, just talent-wise. You look at the
undisciplined.
Yeah, and they shot themselves in the foot repeatedly, multiple times, multiple drives that failure to start, fumbles, interceptions, offsides, holding that takes touchdowns away. Like everything that could have gone wrong last week did go wrong, and to do that, on a homecoming in front of the fans, that is absolutely disturbing. However, USC is on actual fire. They almost lost to Arizona last week. They were down double digits, and it's only because Arizona is Arizona that USC was able to come from behind and pull out a victory. Other than that, they had a terrible showing themselves last week. They should not be proud of what they did a week ago. Plus, before that, lost to Notre Dame, got smacked around. Lost to Utah before that, got smacked around. It's just been a terrible season for them. They've got way too many question marks. I don't know if all those kids are engaged at that program. I'm taking ASU to get the win. They're just better.
Yeah, Arizona State University's defense is a lot better than USC's defense. The offenses are similarly matched. But yeah, if you go down to Arizona like that, you've probably just end the season. Even if you win the game, you probably just need to end the season.
And to kind of underscore, I watched the last 2 games for ASU. Last week was an absolute debacle for the Sun Devils. They just did not look like they were in rhythm. Right. They didn't look disciplined. They, like you said, Keon, they kept stepping on their toes. They couldn't get out of their own way. And then towards the end of the game, instead of Herm looking sort of, upset about. He's just, he's laughing and joking and, laughing with his coaches and staff on the side. If it were me, I would not be happy. I'd be staring into the field like I am going to work you guys to death.
Now there is a chance that's exactly why he was smiling and laughing, because he's like, I'm going to destroy these guys next week. Because back in the day, I never noticed this, but when I was in high school, if I get in a fist fight, I'd always get this kind of smile on my face, like, okay, I guess this is going to happen, and I guess I have this weird smile. So that might be his I'm going to whip some asses smile.
I hope that's what it was, because I mean, and I'm not saying everybody has to be Nick Saban, but I've seen Nick Saban's team up 15 points and they have a holding penalty and he is ready to fight.
Oh, he's
somebody.
His headset.
Yeah, it's like because the details,
different coaches though.
Different coaches, but like the details matter.
They do.
And I wonder for Herm, because of the amount of penalties and mistakes that haven't been corrected to this point in the season, how much those details have been ironed out.
Doesn't seem like much.
And let me just be clear. I mean, I love Herm Edwards as a man. I love what he brings to the program, but it's so far this season, this team has completely underperformed according to all the hype. Didn't believe it going into the season, wanted to see it as a 50-year ASU fan. I can just say I'm so disappointed at that loss last week. So disappointed.
We all are. Papa Mike says, Keon, I'm taking UNC, UAZ, and Rattler to Tennessee.
Wow.
Interesting. Rattler to Tennessee would be fun. You put him in that Josh Heupel program over there. Josh Heupel is doing a lot with running backs that actually can't throw the ball that far. What if you got Spencer Rattler in there? Boy, that could be really interesting.
Well, we shall see, ladies and gentlemen. We have to take a break. When we come back, we have on this date in big Georgia sports history. We'll check in with Chief one last time from the Phoenix Raceway as the truck race is already happening as we speak. Come on back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Sure thing. We can help you replace those wipers. If yours are squeaking or streaking, it's probably time. We've got a wide selection of wipers that can stand up to any weather, including the right ones for your make and model. We've even got more ways to get them fast, like our next day delivery or free same-day store pickup. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Want to learn a new language so it will actually stick? Try Babbel. Practice real-life conversations in the Babbel app.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
Get personalized help in Babbel's live online classes.
Classes are limited to 6 people, so everyone can get the help they need.
Review words and phrases with fun games, or dive into the culture with short videos. Whatever your learning style, Babbel gives you the tools you need. Babbel, more ways to learn. Now try Babbel free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Everybody, Mark Asher, back to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends that have used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time, and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
NASCAR Championship weekend returns to Phoenix Raceway November 5th through the 7th.
A wild season of unexpected will culminate in Phoenix with drivers putting it all on the line for their shot
And earning the title of NASCAR Cup Series champion.
featuring 4 championship races in 3 days.
Don't miss your chance to witness history from atop the grandstands as the action goes 5 wide into the iconic dog leg.
Or from up close with access to the fan-friendly infield experience.
Get your tickets to see the NASCAR Championship in person.
Go to phoenixraceway.com.
Hurry, tickets won't last much longer. Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona sports betting station. Coming up, it's on this day in big Georgia sports history. But first, we got to check in with Chief again out at Phoenix Raceway. I have a legitimate question. And I just saw the trucks coming into the pit there, and I was watching them do a thing, and I have a question. Are these things rear engine or front engine little vehicle? I'm serious. Don't laugh at me, Randy. I think it's a fair question. Is the engine in the back underneath the truck thing, or is it in the front?
No, engine in the front. It's a front engine.
Are you in a bathroom or something?
Yeah, I am in a bathroom. It is loud out here at Phoenix Raceway.
Are you sitting on a toilet?
So pit roads right now, sitting P1, looking to win the championship. Then you got Matt Crafton in P7, and Zane Smith right now running in the 9th position. Big story though from stage 1. Lap 12 or first lap, John Hunter Nemechek, the odds-on favorite to win this thing, actually had issues, hit the wall, blew a tire, had to come in and pit. He went 2 laps down. Right now, currently 31st place, 1 lap down.
Are you sitting on a toilet right now?
No, I'm not sitting on the toilet. I'm walking around in the bathroom. It's a nice bathroom.
Are there people?
Door locked, I'm good.
Okay. Oh, you're in a personal. Okay, I was gonna say there's people sitting in the stalls. Like, what the hell is going on here?
Why is this guy doing a radio hit from the bathroom?
Hey, for the job.
All right. Well, okay. Well, I feel better knowing that you're in. Did I just hear a toilet flush? What the hell was that? All right. Well, okay. So, you're. How are the toilets?
Well, the toilets are nice. I would eat a pizza off this one. I tell you what.
Wow, you would eat a pizza off of the toilet? Okay.
Hey, Julie Casey and her crew, they do an outstanding job out here, Randy.
Well, they do keep everything very clean and bright. Keon, did you have a question? I thought I heard you try to jump. No.
No. I mean, well, I'm still stunned that the would eat a pizza off of it.
Yeah.
Even the cleanest toilet would not be. Not for me personally.
So, Chief, let me ask you.
12 laps in, we already saw a fan fight, a couple sections by us. I think Big Steve has already posted that on his Twitter. Some guys pushing and shoving. So
nice.
It's a championship weekend, right?
Well, it is championship weekend. Emotions will be running high. John, let's get back to John Hunter Nemechek, the favorite going into this weekend. Cut down a tire, got into the wall. They've been working on that truck every opportunity they have. Does he have enough time, Chief, to recover that lap with pit strategy or by catching somebody at a yellow flag? Do you think he's got a chance to get back in the fight here, or is he done?
I think he has a chance. I mean, 98 laps left. They just went green on stage 2. But the big issue for him is he's 1 lap down right now and is in position for the lucky dog. But his teammate, Chandler Smith, is out there leading, and he is picking them off and mowing them down, and he's putting guys a lap down. So John Hunter Nemechek can't get the lucky dog. The only break he would have is if Akash comes out early and a green flag run, or if Akash comes out and he chooses not to pit and is a wave around car. So, I mean, right now he's kind of, behind the cap, or, behind the 8 ball here, but I think he has enough time. Just finished stage 1, stage 2 just got underway. So, I mean, their team has to work it out for him. And Kyle Busch, he's up there on the pit stand right now, cheering that team on, trying to help out wherever he can. So it's good to see.
Schmitty had a question. He says, has anyone ever crashed and returned to the same race, Randy?
Yes.
That happens.
Yes, there have. Well, John Hunter Nemechek, he's had an incident where he's hit the wall. They got the truck out of aerodynamic alignment.
I think he means have they ever returned and won the same race?
Oh, well, there have been times on the short tracks where cars will have problems or trucks have a problem. They might brush the wall, get the car kind of jacked up. and then they'll have to work strategy, a lot of pit strategy, a lot of some luck has got to fall into it. You've got to be able to be in the right position to get your lap back. And then there have been guys that have won races who were a lap or 2 laps down due to a circumstance where they got into a wreck. Yes, that has happened. Chief, you still there?
I thought I heard the fan. I think he was drying his hands. I think we're going to let you go back to the race. Go ahead and give some final thoughts before you get back to the stands and instigate more fights.
Hey, you know what? Just looking forward to a great race, seeing if John Hunter can come back.
Yeah, right now Sheldon Creed's in the lead. Ben Rhodes right behind him. The battle goes on. We'll follow up tomorrow on the race setup live edition. Looking forward to tonight's show, and remember Sunday from 10 until noon. 10 till noon with the text line and everything. The built.com text line and phone line will be open. You can join in on the show Saturday and Sunday on the live edition of the race setups here this weekend.
We just got to get Chief off the damn radio before he says it's time for the final push from the bathroom. I don't think we need that. Thanks, Chief. 888-368-1580. Moist one. He's piping in some good jokes here. I can't even read, but that's clever. I'll just say that. Moist one. That's clever. Beer Bob says, tell Chief to hurry up. There's a line forming for that damn toilet. Just the tip says, took me a minute to fact check, but yes, Colt McCoy's most recent good backup performance was December 2020. Game was he was a Giant quarterback. What? No. But you said starting. You said I thought it was a starting thing, but I guess it was when he played for the Giants, and they were underdogs and they beat the Seattle Seahawks. So that's what it is. There you go. Just a tip. Papa Mike says, Randy, what time will you be on this weekend? Both days?
Well, yes, Saturday and Sunday, going to be a long weekend for the race setup. We'll be live tomorrow from noon until 2, and that leads right into Cup qualifying. And then on Sunday, we will be on from 10 until noon. That leads right into the Cup Championship. Chief and Steve McCollum is going to be joining us also out there at Phoenix Raceway. He'll be out there with Chief. I understand Jason's working on some interviews for us. We are going to have Built.com. Representatives of Built.com, one of our great sponsors, is going to be on the air with us. The text line will be open. We'll answer your questions Saturday, noon until 4, 2 until 4, and then Sunday, 10 a.m. until noon.
All right, there you go. It's all happening here on 1580 The Fanatic. Hefty Lefty says, I've got Ohio State winning, but Nebraska's been decently close in all their losses. I don't see it being more than a 13-point win, he says.
Really? Keon, what are your thoughts?
I actually can agree with that. I mean, Nebraska started the year by getting obliterated. And we just kind of all filed them away. Like, okay, I guess it's just another bad year for Nebraska. But they've really turned it around. I think that they are on the right page. They're just not good enough to beat Ohio State, but they can make it close.
Booger Wolf says Niners Empire will run amok of the foul birds this cometh week's end. We will knock the butt birds
butt birds
and stompeth thyself to a pulp. You realize when you say that you're going to stompeth thyself to a pulp, you just said you're going to stomp yourself to a pulp.
Yeah.
That's that.
Remember that can of whoop ass we opened up in that $5 billion stadium?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Licky Lips Johnson says, I bet Booger Wolf $100 the Raiders have a better record than the Niners this season. Wow.
I mean, that's if you take that bet as a Niners fan, that's interesting to me. That you think you're coming back to be better than the Raiders have a head start is all I'm saying.
I feel like this next text might be sarcasm. He says, Jeffrey has been really funny this week. I love this show. I'm looking at that through a squint right now. Like, and scratch me because. So I'm like, and
you have been funny. You're always funny, pal.
Am I? I don't try to be. I try to be very serious on this show.
Well, you're very funny.
Hefty Lefty says, holy crap, text line on Sunday. I don't know if the Lord is ready for that. Moist one says they lost to Illinois. LOL. What is LO? I know what LOL is. What's LOL?
It's basically lots and lots and lots of laughing. And I get that they started the season losing to Illinois, and it was an embarrassing loss. but they've played good football since then. And I think that ought to mean something.
Kiss the Cook says happiness is serving dinner for 240 and not lifting a finger. Enjoy your weekend, fourth dimension. I don't even know what the hell that means, but
wow,
sounds like you're doing it like a boss.
Congratulations.
Thundar San Barbarian says, yuck, Ohio State suck eyes. Go Nebraska. Ew, Nebraska. Well, whatever. Beat Ohio State. Blissful Hayes, Kyler will never be a giant quarterback. Well, he's an Arizona Cardinal, so yeah.
And hopefully for life. So
crap. We're running out of time, aren't we? Hold on. It's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for On This Date in Big Jordan Sports History. Back in the year 1914, the U.S. Court of Appeals upheld a ban prohibiting Sunday amusements in Washington, D.C. after a lower court overturned the law, which would allow the playing of baseball on the Lord's Day. During the brief legal interval, this Washington senators decided against scheduling games on the day of worship out of fear it might alienate its church-going fans and won't play its first home game on a Sunday till 1918. Back to me, Jeffrey.
Wow. How far we've come.
Yes. We now you got a lot of, here's what you got. You got a bunch of people sitting in church, right? And you can tell who is like, their heads are down like this and like longer than anybody else's. That ain't prayer. That's them watching on their phone.
They've got the MLB extra innings.
And during pensive and quiet moments. Yes. Oh, I love God. Amen. Yes. Look how far we've come. All right, guys, that's it for us. Enjoy a fun weekend of Randy White and the race setup coming up next. And also tomorrow at 2 to 4 p.m. on Sunday, 10 to noon. And boy, oh boy, all the racing that's happening at Phoenix Raceway is on Saturday and Sunday here on 1580 The Fanatic. It all leads up to the big deal, NASCAR Cup Series Championship, live at Phoenix Raceway Sunday at noon. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you Monday. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
24-17 Cardinals this weekend.
Want to learn a new language so it will actually stick? Try Babbel.